Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
We did this years ago.
Oh,
we did this.
No.
Same.
Like I said,
thing.
go with it.
The first
Just go with
episode
it.
10, SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't even know if there was.
Just go with it. Okay, we'll start over. Go
Why
with
are we
it.
doing this again?
No. There's a twist. Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Cody, we gotta do it in unison.
Pants.
We gotta
Start over. Can we start this over? This is not going well. Yeah, let's do
We're
it.
just doing the fucking intro.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I feel like we've done this already.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
If making top 10 lists be something you wish,
SpongeBob
the square
SquarePants.
guy.
then strap on your headphones and listen to this.
The motherfucking SpongeBob.
Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants!
Pants bomb.
Welcome to So to Speak. I'm Evan Mead.
I'm Lyle Geiger. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Cody McDonald.
It's like you two are quiet. I'm feeling a little loud right now. I gotta drink my hand. So.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm pretty excited. Honestly, today I started my first day of recording my album.
Yay.
Yay.
So excited.
Congrats.
I'm
exciting.
ready.
I'm ready. Podcasting.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You guys are. If you.
I feel like we're kind of rusty.
Okay, so.
We may have lost our luster.
Yeah, we're on summer vacation. We're being super laid back, so.
Yeah, it's been like a month since
Yeah,
the last show.
It will be.
It's
Yeah.
good. So, anyways, you're probably if you haven't been listening to the banter, get this. Like, you're thinking, are they doing a SpongeBob episode again? We're gonna make a top.
I would think so.
We're gonna rank the top 10. Our top. We've been on a SpongeBob kick lately, so we're gonna pick our top 10 favorite episodes of all time, and we're ranking them. And kind of like what Josh and I did with the Arthur episode, where we picked our top 10 favorite episodes, talked about them briefly, and ranked them. This is what we're gonna do, but it's for SpongeBob. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know what's on any of their lists, but we're only covering episodes from seasons 1 through 3.
Basically.
Anything beyond season 3 is pretty much in unknown territory.
Yeah, this was unlike our Simpsons episodes where we watched every single episode before recording.
Yeah.
I did not feel like doing all that.
The show's decline in quality began in 2005.
Yeah, right after the movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, guys.
What's funny, Cody?
I was actually going to watch some episodes from season 4 on, and I wrote them down, the ones that I wanted to watch. And I'm just
what
very
made your
curious.
list?
Very curious. I want to know if you guys have seen, and I haven't seen any of these episodes. This is just upon research. From season 4, there's Have You Seen the Snail?
That's the one where Gary goes missing, right?
Well, I guess from the title, it's pretty good. Dunsons and Dragons.
That's a good one.
That's the one where the monkey gets in the hotel.
No, that's the one where
I don't know. I've seen this.
SpongeBob and Patrick get blasted back in time to medieval
You
times.
guys have clearly never seen Dunstan Checks.
Hey, I've seen that way more than any human being should ever have seen.
Oh yeah? Well, I disagree, Cody. You want to arm wrestle?
Crabs versus Plankton?
I've seen it once. It's not very good.
I don't like the Plankton episodes.
Wishing You Well.
I haven't seen it.
And Whale of a Birthday.
Oh no.
I guess it's a Pearl Senator.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then after that, like 5, 8, 10th season, 11th season, 12th season, there's like Roller Cowards. It's a SpongeBob Christmas, Mimic Madness, Chef Bob, and SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout.
Big birthday.
Big birthday blowout. Sorry.
Wow, how awesome could this be? SpongeBob's big birthday blowout. Well, it was a blowout, all right.
Blow out your ass.
I haven't seen any of these episodes, but they're highly rated actually.
If you want to see, Cody,
They're along with the
point.
they're along with the Golden.
Can I
Age.
be honest with you? If you're gonna check out anything beyond season 4 or season 3, watch Good Neighbors and then watch Naughty Nautical Neighbors.
Oh, you're
and
talking
get back
about
to
this,
me.
yeah, because one is like
Same premise, horribly executed.
intentionally mean spirited.
Yeah. Good Neighbors is Naughty Nautical Neighbors done badly.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, here's one thing we'll mention is that because oh my god, guys, we talked about SpongeBob in the 3rd episode ever. That was the first time you guys talked to me.
2 summers
No,
ago.
the 3rd episode was the 90s episode.
Oh, that's right. Sorry,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right. You
Yeah.
are right. The 3rd episode was the 90s, and then the 90s cartoons, and then the one right after, the 4th one was SpongeBob. But still, like that was like one of my first times talking with you guys.
Yeah.
It feels like we've come kind of back to our roots. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice. But here's one thing I'll say that we didn't mention in that podcast because we had not seen the 3rd SpongeBob movie at the time, Sponge on the Run, and holy shit, it's fucking bad.
It's
okay.
bad.
It took. I quit. I watched it with you guys, and I was like, guys, I've had enough. I hit a ton. I hit.
What
a
did
point
your
that
letterbox say review? Because I put in a lot of time into this review.
I don't even.
We're gonna read the reviews.
I don't even know.
Do you have a review?
No, because I didn't finish the movie.
I finished
How
the
can I
movie
form
after
an
3
opinion?
sittings. I had to get through the last half an hour within 3 days. I can only take little bits at a time.
All I know is Tiffany Haddish played a fish, and I have a crush on her voice.
Keanu Reeves was a tumbleweed,
Oh yeah,
He couldn't save the movie.
and they have a shameless scene that's clearly made to promote like a Paramount Plus show, Camp Coral,
Yeah.
where it's all of them as like kids, and it shows SpongeBob meeting Sandy, and I'm like, guys, they met in the episode Tea at the Tree Dome.
Yeah, you guys are retconning.
And then
by the way,
that was the point where I'm like, Lyle, Evan, I can't continue this movie. Shut it off right now. I'm
yeah,
like, I hit a breaking point.
rage quit.
I hit a breaking point.
And you rarely, I've watched a lot of movies with you in the 2 years I've known you, Cody. You rage quitting and to the point where you're like, turn this off.
I was
Has
done.
happened once.
I was done. I was
Thanks,
so done.
So, do you want to read your one sentence wonder review of Sponge on the Run?
I gave it 1 star out of 5, and I said, the show's charm and cleverness has now been reduced to passive nonsense.
Yeah. Not nautical nonsense, passive nonsense. And here's
Yeah.
my review. I gave it, what did I give it? I think it was like 1.5 stars. I said, hey kids, remember back to 2004 when the Spongebob Squarepants movie had a consistent tone and a meaningful moral? Well, you're not getting it from this movie. This was an absolute mess. By recycling old storylines from the show and previous movie and having filler sequences that do nothing but pad the runtime, this had no passion or charm in it whatsoever. Not even the iconic celebrity guest star could save it. I feel like this was made to please sleazy corporate executives at Nickelodeon. This was a rare instant where I felt my childhood die.
Oh.
But
That last sentence is all you need.
To quote Mr. Krabs, this is what Nickelodeon thought when Steve Hillenburg actually said, "I don't want to make like a spin-off show about SpongeBob and Sandy or when they were kids." So Nickelodeon is essentially going to quote Mr. Krabs, "Am I really going to defile this grave for money? Of course I am."
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing a top 10, our favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you know what, guys? I'm going to say this right now. You're probably thinking, well, you told us what your favorite episode was in the last podcast.
Yeah, years ago.
It's changed.
Mine's changed too.
It's actually changed.
Mine's changed too.
Upon revisiting, I binged the Golden Age again.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one episode in particular that is my number one that struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
I was surprised. And I had seen it so many fucking times, like countless times, but for some reason it just hit me randomly. I'm like, nope, this is better.
Yeah, my top 3 rotate a lot, but I think I'm pretty.
Mine
my
is
list.
I have a different top one too.
Sweet.
Okay.
So wait, who's going first?
Who's gonna start this shit?
You, Lyle and Cody, you can battle it out for number one. I don't care if I go second or last.
I picked a lot of older episodes. I think you two said before we recorded you picked a lot of 2s and 3s.
I have like 4 from season 1 now.
Yeah, I have like quite a few. I don't really know.
Did you just call him Corey just now?
No.
Oh.
Hey, we don't speak
Okay,
at him.
Sorry, maybe I
Corey
missed
from
one.
the 80s.
I thought you were doing Darth Vader for some reason.
Yeah, so did I. No, I thought he was doing white noise.
Yeah, he's an eldritch being, don't you
Okay.
know? He comes
So-
from another fucking dimension.
So that being said, Lyle, Cody, which one of you wants to go first?
You can go if you want.
Yeah, I guess so. So I'm gonna read. As the rules state, we are going to go from episode 10 to 2.
Yeah.
Say the last for number 1 for last. So I always think it's so hard to pick a number 10. It's like it's not really the best of the best, but it's definitely one that latches onto you the most. Oh, look at you two just cuddling.
I have my legs across heaven to get comfy.
Well,
Squidward here has his tentacles, and SpongeBob's going to give him a little massage.
well, that's funny because that's exactly what happens in this episode. Because my number 10 is jellyfishing.
Jellyfishing,
Jellyfishing,
jellyfishing, jellyfishing.
grasping in your head.
So
Firmly grasping.
this is the third episode, or
Of the whole show. No.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's the third episode. Well, this is actually the introduction to what jellyfishing and that whole hobby is of theirs.
Yeah. Where like SpongeBob dresses up like Milo goes to college and chases butterfly bee animals known as jellyfish with a net. The word Squidward porn, torture porn, gets thrown around a lot. This is definitely one of the first ones, and oh man, Squidward's just such a dick in this episode. I love how Patrick almost has like a moment of clarity where it's like, gee, you think Squidward's just too busy to have fun? Well, maybe he doesn't like us. No, you're kidding. He's our best friend.
He's laughing his way on the bike. And it goes on and on, the cutting back and forth between the
the
jellyfish.
tension in that scene. Stupid jellyfish, beat it!
Like
Falls off the cliff.
It's like out of a Looney Tunes.
It's great. But yeah, and then the best stuff is like Squidward, like the guy from Misery. He's just like confined to this body cast.
He's the late James Caan. Oh my God, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've recorded and we realized this is our first.
A lot happens in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
People come and go.
Yeah, that's right.
People
He
come and
passed
go.
away.
Yeah, but yeah, he's just.
I forget who you were talking about at first. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Misery, the body cast.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's just confined to this full-on body cast, and he's basically at the mercy of SpongeBob and Patrick, who really are trying their best to make his day the best day ever. But it's just like, no, he really needs to rest.
How about some soup on your best day ever?
Oh, I feel his pain.
Just burning soup on his face.
Yeah, I also love the part when they go jellyfishing, and they're like, da 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 da.
Da 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 da.
His voice changes at the point. Oh, but I don't know why. When I was a kid, my absolute favorite part of this episode was like when Squidward gets zapped in the nose by the jelly. He's like all pissed off, and he has a demonic smile. He chases after the jellyfish. He grabs it on what looks like a rock, and I don't know. His victory giggle makes me laugh every time. He's like,
He sounds like a pixelated laugh from a video game.
yeah, like an NES game. Like,
And then the mother jellyfish arises. I get like Independence Day vibes out of that jellyfish. Now I'm just picturing a giant jellyfish going over New York,
He's pretty
zapping
good.
the fucking White House.
And then SpongeBob Patrick think he caught like the biggest jellyfish ever, but he's running away from the damn thing. You're a natural, Squidward.
No, this is a good one. It's classic and it's an introduction to jellyfishing. That is. It's a common trait. It's a hobby with them.
Yeah, I mean, I could have picked a few other jellyfish episodes, like Jellyfish Jam, or the one where Mr. Krabs makes a factory out of jellyfish jelly.
Oh.
I really like that.
Or what about the one where
Is that
Nature Pants, when he wanted to join the jellyfish, he wanted to be a jellyfish.
Yeah. Oh, Jellyfish Jam, guys. What a jam.
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Okay,
We'll get to that later.
Okay,
Or how about the other one? The other one, where he finds the blue jellyfish. Do you remember that? You guys remember that one?
No. I remember the episode where he goes to the jellyfish fan club and he sees the sea cucumber. Hi, Kevin, I'm your biggest fan.
He's an asshole.
Toxic fandom.
SpongeBob, what's so special about Nerdy Pickle?
Oh Lord! Oh, it's Jeffrey the jellyfish! Jeffrey, I have to touch you!
You know what sucks? I had a boss who looked just like that pickle, and I didn't like him at all.
Oh yeah.
All right, what's your number 9?
Number 9, moving on.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get a little hashy and look at the graveyard shift episode.
Yes!
Yeah, that made my list
It
too.
almost made my list. That's almost an honorable mentioning.
Yeah.
This is a great one.
No, it's I like when SpongeBob tries to get like super like dark at times, and yet it's like oh man, guys, I have a question. What would you do if you had a coworker like SpongeBob?
I'd lose my mind.
Yeah.
I think I know.
I would be Squidward.
I'd tell him I'd fuck with his head and tell him a scary story.
That's exactly what Squidward does in this episode. So I guess Mr. Krabs, not understanding how to make like shifts for his coworkers, so they're not constantly like working themselves 24 hours.
They
a
explore
day.
that concept in a season 4 episode, Fear of a Krabby Patty.
But like he's just like, oh boys, you're gonna work day and night,
24-hour shifts.
And SpongeBob has his montage where he's just like, I'm cutting lettuce at night. I burned my hand
At night.
night. And it's just like, I think this is the same episode that spawned the, oh, Mr. Krabs, who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m. Oh.
You know, do you want to hear something funny? When I was in grade 7, the first time I saw the graveyard shift, I remember thinking, who wants a Krabby Patty in the 3 in the morning? I'm like, yeah, Squidward's right. And then I went to college and discovered what happens when you get stoned at 3 a.m. So Patrick was actually right.
I think that was the wink to the humor.
Yeah.
He got munchies at like super late in the
Well,
day.
Patrick just wakes up arbitrarily, like as per his alarm
It's all
clock.
part of his life.
I have always wanted to make a horror movie trailer that's the slinging
slasher.
Like
The hash slinging
the
slasher.
hash slinging slasher.
The
I've
trash
always wanted-
bringing, the trash singing,
the ass licking.
the ass singing.
Yes, the hash slinging slasher. No, I've always wanted to do that, where he's like a clumsy fry cook, chops off his hand, and in the middle of him in pain, he runs outside, he stumbles out on the street, gets hit by a bus. All of his
And at his funeral, they fire him.
his boss fires with the funeral, then it just cuts to this montage of, the lights flickering, and like, wait, someone answers the phone, no one's there.
Yeah.
Then there's a red herring. Oh my god, the walls are bleeding green slime. Oh wait, they always do that.
They always do that.
And then someone's across the street with like a fucking spatula hand.
Yeah. And then it ends with the guy just shows up. He's like, "Oh, I'm looking for a job." And then it's like,
Who applied? Who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning? More like who applies for a job at 3 in the morning?
That's very good. That's a very good point.
But,
And you see another rare little moment of Squidward right before they thought they were gonna die. He's like, SpongeBob, I've always sort of liked you.
Squidward, I used your clarinet to unclog my toilet.
What?
oh my god!
You're just quoting the episode.
That's
I love
horrible.
it. I
That's
love it.
disgusting. Fuck you, SpongeBob.
I know. I like that little moment. You just.
And then, guys, going back to my trauma episode, my boogeyman in cinema.
Wait, if that was you on the phone and who on the bus, then who was flickering the lights?
Nosferatu.
That smile.
So fucking random.
Yeah.
That smile, that's even scarier than the movie itself. I hate that.
All you cinephiles out there, that's what your introduction to Nosferatu was that episode.
It was. And I was like, what? When I was a kid, I had no idea what the hell that was.
It was so fucking random.
Like, what, you're going to use a 100-year-old movie as a joke?
Yeah. Shit, that movie is 100 years old.
It is just about now, yeah.
What's number 8?
What's number 8?
Number 8 is Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Alaskan Bullworm!
Not a bad choice. Yeah.
So in other words, so does that make SpongeBob Paul and Sandy Shawnee?
Yeah, the dune.
Oh, it's a dune.
Why
Why don't we take Arrakis and push it somewhere else? There we go.
I didn't even think about the dune comparison.
No, and then the Harkonnen's like, and what was that idea of yours? Push! Push!
I was tossed for this episode. I wasn't sure I was going to pick this one or Pressure. when they have to go above land because Sandy dared them.
Yep.
But like I like this one a lot because when I was a kid, like I don't know what the deal was. I just died laughing every time SpongeBob was yelling, "Alaskan bullworm!"
Oh, because they always show the
titles.
words, and it was always, it's big, pink, and scary.
So is Patrick's belly button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the parts I remember the most, was just the words on screen. And
Yeah.
emphasize how, like, epic it is.
Yeah, and I will admit a great deal of the episode is just them kind of walking to find the worm, and SpongeBob's like, no, Sandy, don't fight the worm. It's okay. It's like, don't worry, SpongeBob, I'm gonna kick that worm in the butt.
Yeah.
And then they go into a cave and they fight, and she's
Sandy,
on.
Sandy, that's not the worm.
Oh,
That's its
The
tongue.
cave is closing in. This is no cave.
What? Ah, Star Wars Antoon, high five.
Oh,
Oh.
way to be. Hunter's gonna grimace.
If I was a Star Trek fan, then I would probably throw something in there, but I'm not quite the big fan.
no.
Yeah.
I just love the way Sandy's like, oh, that's the worm, and this is the tongue.
The fucking worm is scary.
It's
It is.
big. It's like I don't even know what it's doing.
It's like a freight. Picture this. Okay, imagine if the sandworm from Dune had big beady eyes.
Yeah.
That's the worm from
I
SpongeBob.
won't lie though. I feel kind of sorry for it. It's just existing, and these guys are tormenting it, and then they're
Well, Lyle,
okay.
the shark from Jaws was just existing. Give it a break.
I think what's so scary about it is that I might have talked about this theory that I figured out about just kids' movies we watched back then, but anytime like you're watching like an animal cartoon movie or show, any sort of animal that's the threat never talks.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
The T-Rex from The Land Before Time doesn't talk with the dinosaurs.
In
It's
Dinosaur-
played completely straight. The cheetah from Tarzan doesn't talk.
Yeah.
It's played completely straight.
Yeah, you can't humanize them.
The bear from The Fox and the Hound also doesn't
Yeah.
communicate. It's played completely straight.
The crocodile from Peter Pan doesn't talk.
Well, it's more comedic, but
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. Anytime there's like a threat, and I think this show, that episode, probably did that unintentionally.
The rat.
Well,
From,
no,
The
because-
The rat from Lady and the Tramp doesn't talk either.
Lady in the Tramp.
But
The rat from
speaking
Lady
of
and the Tramp.
humanization, one thing I noticed rewatching this episode, you know when they're about to fall over the cliff and Sandy and SpongeBob are like the worm's like completely unaware and it starts sliding down the cliffside.
Now it's like Tremors.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how they beat the last graboid in Tremors.
Yeah, exactly. But the look on its face, he's like, and then all of a sudden it's like, and he's like surprised as he falls. I didn't notice that at first. And they're running up, and then my favorite part of the episode, they pushed all the Bikini Bottom down the end of this cliff.
Like, hey, we made it.
Oh, we did! Oh, worm swats him. Oh.
You know, this might have been one of the last few episodes that I watched before the movie while it was airing.
Yeah.
Watching reruns and making sure, like, this was pre-internet. I know I talked about this before. I wrote down a book of all the episodes that I watched and tried to make sure I watched everything. I had to go through the TV guide and scroll ahead like 5 days to see if there was an episode that I had not seen. I'd press info. I'd read the description. I'd be like, yeah, I've seen that episode, or no, I haven't seen that one. I'll check it out. This is one of the last ones I watched before the movie.
I like.
Yeah, it would have been.
One last thing. I love how when the worm's going over the cliff, it sounds like a freight train.
Yeah.
Ring.
It's one I didn't watch as much, but I do remember it pretty fondly.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I revisit it, I still kind of like chuckle like I did back then.
It's an interesting choice.
Kind of a more like
Deep cut almost.
it's a bit of a deep cut. It's not one that gets brought up very much.
True.
Then the next one, I know.
7?
Yeah, number 7. Is Squidville.
Oh,
That's a good one.
I had so much fun rewatching
So
this
octopuses are pro-segregation.
yeah.
Yeah, so Squidward's house gets destroyed by
SpongeBob, this is the final straw.
Yeah.
Even though in the opposite day, he's like, "That's it, I'm moving out." Like he's done this so many fucking times.
Yeah, it's another episode where Squidward's just had it. I picked a lot of Squidward episodes actually.
Yeah.
But
he is sometimes the very main character of the show.
Yeah.
pretty much.
I have some great Squidward episodes on my
Yeah. But so After how'd they blow up his head? They use like vacuums or something, leaf blowers? Reef
Yeah.
blowers?
They blew it up by taking out the windows and the ears and the nose of the Easter Island
And he
cabinet.
digs himself out.
Digs himself out and he's steaming piston. Yeah, what?
Steaming mess.
There was a bubble or something. There's something blew. I forget how they blew up the house actually.
I don't think it was a bubble. That was a different episode.
That was in Nautical Neighbors.
No, bubble stand.
Bubble stand.
Get your facts straight.
Yeah.
But anyways, like he's done. He's moving away, and he finds a convenient television that tells him, "Hey, you can go to Squidville or this
Tentacle Acres.
Tentacle Acres, where you can basically live with a bunch of other octopus and squid." So Squidward's in heaven. He's like, "All right, people are similar to me," and sure enough, they all act like Squidward.
And it gets boring.
Yeah. At first, he's in love with it. He loves like how everyone acts like him, and he can kind of do whatever he wants. He's not pestered.
That
by
montage where he's repeating the same day and his smile fades.
He gets
less and less life.
It's depressing because it's like, oh, even in life, when you get the lifestyle that you want, eventually you do get bored of it.
Yeah. That's horrifying.
That's a sad notion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very sad theory.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
another
God.
thing. This episode feels really real.
The thing is, like, the rest of the episode, it carries out exactly like a typical, like, SpongeBob being like, "Hey, Squidward, try this fun thing," and he goes, "Oh, whatever." He scoffs it off, and then eventually he kind of gives in.
Yeah, the reef
Like
blower.
a lot of these Squidward episodes do have the same sort of like archetype and formula to it,
Yeah.
where he embraces his inner child. He goes from being a cynic to just being
Having fun.
Having
It blows
fun,
up
yeah.
in his face all the time.
I counted
That's
how many Mia Wallace squids did I count in
Yeah,
this
the
episode?
mod cut on the
Yeah.
squids.
Yeah.
There's so many squid ladies that have the same haircut as Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction.
Exactly. There she is.
Yeah.
And then, well, in this one, it's a little different because he actually, like, gets so bored and fed up with the monotony that he actually steals a reef blower and kind of acts out on his own. I don't think SpongeBob was even involved in all that.
SpongeBob and Patrick.
They just wanted to visit him.
They visit him, and then they can't find him, but then they see him rocketing through the air.
They go
and they
on
say,
a spree.
Well, one thing's for sure, it's definitely not that guy.
Squidward just fucking goes apeshit and just destroys the whole fucking
Yeah, he goes-
squid.
Yeah, he
He goes-
becomes a menace.
He becomes a GTA character.
he goes from 0 to 1. Like I think, yeah.
No, that is a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat. I remember as a kid going like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." Seeing a bunch of like squid people and like it's kind of utopia-esque.
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of another episode that's really cool, my number
Six?
6, Rock Bottom.
Oh God.
The anxiety.
This is such.
episode.
This is
Hey,
such.
hey! You want to see an episode? Hey, are you a Torontotorian out there? And if you take the transit, this is the most relatable thing. You look away. Oh, there's the bus.
There's
Oh, I
the
thought the
bus.
bus was coming. Oh no, you missed.
No,
it. Oh, you keep missing the bus.
the TTC portrayed by SpongeBob.
The fucking rock bottom. Yeah,
Shit was more intense than Uncut Gems.
And I love how
I should actually go to Jane and Finch and try to get the bus
Oh.
there. That's rock bottom. You're Torontotorian. Oh God.
Yeah. But basically, SpongeBob and Patrick come back from Canada's Wonderland. Oh, I'm sorry, Glove World. And, but in any case, they
My laugh did sound like SpongeBob unintentionally.
it just threw me off for a second.
Sorry,
But in any case, they get to
I hear those bushes outside. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if they fall asleep or they just accidentally ended up on the wrong bus and they end
no,
up.
they fall. In Arthur, he falls asleep on the bus.
No,
in-
the bus keeps going. They missed their stop.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It was leaving Bikini Bottom, and then they end up in Rock Bottom.
Yeah, Rock Bottom, which is basically the deep trenches of the ocean.
It's where James Cameron went, probably.
Yeah.
in the abyss.
The abyss.
You know, what do you do but swim when you want to swim?
Story. I'm
you
gonna
got
get stuck now with that song. Now it's in my
to- Hey, Conscience, am I dead?
head.
Oh, in any case, yeah, they're in the
Well, we're
deep.
hitting all the references.
Yeah, it's Finding Nemo. Yeah, because they're in the
Another nautical movie.
the deep darkness of the bottom of the ocean. So all the creepy fish live down there.
The anglerfish. I mean, not to sound like racist, they're so weird. Like,
What are
That's
you
not right.
talking about, Evan Mead?
and then
How is that racist?
I'm sorry. By the way, so
Change your
where he can't. That's so that like, and then the bus station just closes its ticket booth and he's stuck there the whole night. That fucking scares me.
Yeah.
Like he's
trying to get like a candy bar out of the machine, and he just keeps missing the bus.
Yeah,
this episode makes me uncomfortable.
It's so stressful.
Yeah, but it's so good too.
Yeah.
And then like the ending's really nice. I think. Yeah, I like how it resolved with that weird fish with the balloon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I look at it, it's like, he just talks normal.
He talks normally, yeah.
But he was so quiet the whole episode. Every time he was popping up.
Don't assume, you know.
Yes. See, that's why this is a season 1 episode. There's a lot of like themes woven
There's rich
in.
theme to it.
Rich theme, but it's also very creative with the underworld idea because you got like glow in the dark fish.
Yeah, it wasn't just
portrayed to look
anglerfish.
scary. Anglerfish that are portrayed to look scary, and then it kind of like. You know, even though you are in kind of a rough neighborhood, it's like, oh, there's some decent people out there, and they'll help you.
Yeah. Just stay safe, you know.
And then he gets home, and then Patrick at the end, all right, SpongeBob, I'm coming home back for you.
Oh, Patrick.
Wait, where's Rock Bottom 2? I'm waiting.
Yeah. Well, technically, what about the movie? Didn't they go to some place that was like Rock
No,
Bottom?
that was
Oh my
the
God.
trend. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Now that they're men, we can't bother them. Now that they're men,
How
they
did
have
I
become.
not? Yeah, that's
I was about to say.
Where?
that's a sequel. That's a sequel. Wow,
There you go,
I did not
Cody.
think of that.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Cody.
there are tons of
I
little
opened your
nods,
eyes.
and there are little. Also, the whole bit where they're dying in like Shell City is a nod to Tea at the Tree Dome where they almost die. Except in that one, it's funny. In this one, it's not. In the movie, it's not.
That's
a
because
dramatic
you know, I think some people said this before, but I forget who it was. These 3 guys I listened to on a podcast. They apparently said
Evan, Lyle, and Cody.
maybe I don't know. I forget their names, but they said that the finale of SpongeBob really was the movie.
Yeah,
I agree.
But, yeah.
That's when I tuned out of the show, which is why a lot of my picks are like really early on.
Oh,
Number 5 is another. My number 5 is Bubble Stand.
Yes.
First episode I ever fell in love with.
It's a giraffe.
Squid's got jeans. Squid's got jeans.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode it's very simple. SpongeBob,
It's very simple.
like
That's what's
ultra
wonderful
simple.
about it.
But yeah, like you were saying, Cody, with the formula of Squid being cynical and then finding kind of an investment in what they're doing, despite his best wishes to just ignore them.
So many episodes are like that. I
Yeah,
figured out.
and they got worse and worse as longer the show went on.
Mhm.
But like this is a classic. Basically, SpongeBob builds a bubble stand. You know, for a quarter, you can learn how to blow a bubble. No, wait, for a quarter you can blow a bubble, but with another quarter you can learn the technique. First you do this. Spin around, stop.
Stand on your right foot.
But don't
forget it. Then pelvic thrust.
Woo! Woohoo! Then you do this. Then this.
Bring
and
it
this,
around
that,
town.
Oh,
Bring
fuck.
it around
town.
Yeah.
Then a little this, a little that, a little this, that, and that.
It's I mean, it is tiny bit kiddie-ish because it just bubbles, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's still very charming and
Yeah,
a very
it is.
memorable episode.
Yeah, oh, I love it when the elephant goes into Squidward's house. It's,
Anytime there's those neighborhood setting episodes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
this
there's no
one's...
like I like when it's just centered around that little neighborhood of their 3 houses.
Yeah, it's very
just the
much
3
like,
characters.
it's very much like Idiot Box, actually.
Yep.
Like the cardboard
Yeah.
box and it's very similar, actually. You can watch both episodes.
Oh
and
god,
see
whoever
some-
the sound editor of that episode,
We'll
kudos
get to
you.
that. We'll get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
But my favorite part of the episode is like when Squidward loses his fucking cool. He's like, he does the
bubble Screamo Squidward.
Yeah. Why isn't that a meme yet? You just have like sort of and then you play like Spiderland or something loud and just like just blows his massive bubble.
Yeah,
Squidward taught me how to vent, basically.
yeah?
How to scream into a pillow and do that. But yeah, he makes a massive bubble. And probably one of my favorite Squidward moments, he's all kind of like cocksure and like, I don't need no technique. I'm a master. And then he goes into his house and they're like, Squid's got jeans. And he takes his clarinet and probably does like the best playing I've ever seen him do in the show.
And no one was around to hear him play it.
Well, they were listening.
That's dark.
Weren't they listening to him though?
They were.
They were dancing outside to his music.
I didn't think they were dancing to that. I thought they were just celebrating that. Like,
And
and then the bubble comes back.
Oh yeah, the ending's the only part I don't really love, but it's like the bubble completely surrounds his house and lifts him up into the air, or the sea, I should say.
Oh wait, what was the episode where they actually physically take him up with a bubble, and he goes with the seagulls above.
Oh, that's pressure.
Is that pressure?
No, pressure. Yeah, they fight seagulls in pressure. Right?
Oh no, it was Squidward the unfriendly ghost.
Okay,
Where Squidward's fucking with him, he pretends to be a ghost, and then at the end they thought like, oh, he's just a ghost in denial, so they literally send him up to the great beyond. They put him in a bubble, and then he goes above the water into into the live action world, and the backdrop is just really cheap looking. It's just a bunch of seagulls flying around.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah,
that is a good one.
Yeah,
very simple, very very funny.
Yeah, but I love revisiting it. And then number 4 is oh boy, should this be number 3 or number 4? I cannot decide. Yeah, I'm changing mine slightly. Okay, so number 4, I'm gonna go. I would be remiss if I forgot the pickles.
The best there is.
I don't think so.
You
lose. Fucking Bubble. Why was he not a recurring villain?
The work is done.
He popped up for a second in the Fun episode.
Yeah,
when they were in the movie theater. And then that was
wow, Plankton got lost in his ass.
Yeah. And then he almost became a jelly bean right in the final shot.
Yeah. But I love this episode. Speaking of villains, like I think I said this in the last podcast, but this whole episode is what would happen if you took Infinity War and Endgame and you crunched them into 10 minutes.
And upon rewatching the episode with you, you are right.
Yeah,
you are absolutely right. Yeah. Well, it's a great arc.
Yeah.
The episode is such a great arc. You get SpongeBob established that he's got the ingredients on how to make a Krabby Patty down to a T.
Yeah.
And then
the Avengers were great at saving the world. SpongeBob was great at making a Krabby Patty. And then Thanos came along.
As soon as he loses.
But there's some history between him and Bubble Bass that you're not too sure on what it is. And I love how it keeps it open.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
what's
a
their
Western.
beef? Yeah, what's their beef? Yeah, it's like a Western. And like SpongeBob hits a low point when he forgot one ingredient, but it was really under his tongue. And then he couldn't even fucking remember how to do first bun, then patty, then shoe, then pan, then...
But I'm losing it!
Hello, Cody. You do how do.
Do you how do?
Mr. Cody, do you how do?
That's my favorite part of that episode. Is
I can't nothing do right because pickles.
Mr. Krabs goes to SpongeBob's place, and the whole place is a fucking mess. Everything is in reverse. Even the music is in reverse.
The music plays backwards, yeah.
I fucking love it. It's so subtle.
I know, it's great. And then, like, it's like the low point for SpongeBob. And this is like when Endgame starts, like 5 years later or whatever. And it's just like, and then he has to like get back in shape. He gets his mojo, baby. He goes back to the restaurant after Squidward.
The most epic standoff since The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah, and then they hey, SpongeBob's back. And then they figure out what's been going on with the pickles because there's no way SpongeBob forgot it the second time. And he just keeps it under his tongue the whole time.
That's why he talks like this. He's trying to keep his tongue down at the bottom of his mouth.
That's very interesting, Cody. I always thought he was doing a comic book guy impression with his tongue. I
am inevitable.
It's a great arc. I love the arc in this episode. It actually is pretty like solidly written. It's traditional.
Yeah,
it's very solidly written.
It's so good.
Like Mr. Krabs is almost like his mentor halfway through.
Yeah.
Trying to like they sit crisscross like, all right, to learn to make a Krabby Patty. Then he rolls out. It's almost like a yoga mat.
No, it's like a samurai quilt with weapons in it.
But it's all the Krabby Patty ingredients.
I love how Squidward is just like, we serve food here, sir.
Oh, that's so relatable to anybody. Like, you get like a complicated order from somebody, and you just go like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me? Why can't you just make it simple?"
Yeah.
What do you want, Tiny? A small salad?
Can I get some extra salt?
We're all out.
Can you check?
No.
The
You're killing me, SpongeBob. You really are.
Why isn't there a video on YouTube that's called Squidward has excellent customer service, and it's just all the times he's just an absolute dick to customers?
Well, you know what's funny? You know what's even more hilarious? On top of the Endgame thing, I just want to, like, what if someone did this thing, and 3 cheers for my friend Squidward, who helped out? And I'm just like, what if you replaced Squidward with Captain Marvel? And they're like, boo!
Okay.
Boo! The 3
Boo,
cheers!
you stink!
Are 3 cheers for Phase 4? Hip hip. Nah. Hip hip. Nah.
Spider-Man No Way Home exists in this phase.
That's Sony.
Oh!
If you want to get technical.
Mm.
It's technically not
Eternals.
it's not Disney like Marvel.
So
but
Sony
whatever.
finally made a good movie? Ah.
Yeah. Finally.
What's next?
Oh, yeah.
That was number 4.
Yeah, okay. So, number 3, sticking with the foods that start with a P, is pizza delivery.
Krusty Krab! The pizza is the pizza for you and me!
I was like, SpongeBob, you just channeled Chris Cornell.
Yeah, I did.
Rest in peace.
So much like Graveyard Shift, Mr. Krabs, being a horrible manager, just decides to force his employees to not only make pizza, but hand deliver it to
No.
them.
Krabs makes the pizza.
He whips
And, like-
it up and he's like, yeah, we serve pizza. It's like, what? Okay.
Literally just makes it. And he's like, alright, you two, don't bother with the restaurant. Just go all the way out there and deliver it.
It's a buddy road trip comedy.
It's one of the best road trip episodes I've ever seen.
This is one of the best episodes of SpongeBob ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's in my top 3.
Yeah.
And then,
We'll see. It could be a mine as well.
Lyle, when we go out to Alberta and BC in a month, I am not delivering a pizza. If we do get a pizza, like while we're on the road, we'll have...
You know how you say, like, oh, you have such a good time that you enjoy yourself, it goes by so fast? This episode lasts really, like, good. It doesn't feel short, doesn't feel long. It's just right, and every moment fucking hits.
Yeah.
There's not a bad joke in this.
No, everything's so perfect with this episode. That's why I say it's hard for me to like kind of pick the number 1 out of the 3, but like this one's just great.
SpongeBob stays devoted the whole time. This customer's gonna get this pizza.
Oh.
Squidward's just like, oh fuck, like it hates
Squidward's
everything the whole
just a
time.
pain in the ass the
Yeah.
whole time. He just hates the whole endeavor.
When
And
they
he
get,
even tries to say, "Let's just eat the pizza." And he even try. Oh, I love it when he tries to seduce SpongeBob into eating the pizza.
That's
Oh,
a
that's
fine
a-
looking
that's a
pizza.
fine
Yo,
looking
do you know how many
pizza.
memes that SpongeBob's drooling face has been like in sex memes?
That's a fine looking pizza.
And then it's a rock.
We're saved!
SpongeBob, don't you realize why the pioneers never stuck around? Because they ate coral and they worshipped rocks.
But now you want me expect me to deliver the drive.
I got pulled over by a cop once, and he's like, "Why are you riding a rock?" I'm like, "Don't you know?
The
The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles."
Yeah, but the best part of the episode is what it culminates to when they finally arrive at the customer's house somehow, and
somehow they're on a rock.
I don't know, like the point A to point B was a very long
He
road.
refers to him as Jeffro, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's a Beverly Hillbillies reference."
Yeah, so
Very obscure, yeah.
they arrive at the guy's house, and SpongeBob's all happy. He's got his first client he's gonna please. The client, despite probably waiting days to receive his pizza, is all like, "Oh, finally! Oh, where's my drink?
My drink?
My drink?
My Diet Dr. Kelp?
Don't tell me you forgot my drink!
But you...
Have you ever once considered the customer?"
That asshole, he was pulling a fast one on the delivery man. He didn't order a drink.
So this is why you keep receipts.
Yeah, you
That's why you
always
have
keep
receipts.
receipts.
Yeah.
You always keep receipts.
Sponge, it's okay.
The one
I saw this video. That's the reason why Squidward is the show is partially about him, because even when shit hits the fan for SpongeBob, Squid can't help but have a soft spot for the little
Yeah,
guy.
no, this is definitely like my favorite moment where Squidward, for once, actually sticks up for SpongeBob. There's a couple throughout the series.
But the whole, even at that point, it's already been established like Squidward's not fond of SpongeBob.
No,
and even if you're
I don't blame him.
but even if you're new to say that's your first episode of SpongeBob ever was pizza delivery,
yeah,
he was still a dick to him the whole time throughout the episode, so it still works no matter what.
yeah, it stands on its own. And then SpongeBob's crying his eyes out, and so Squidward stands up for him. He knocks on the door. He's like, "Oh, not another one!" As if he didn't see Squidward with the pizza. So it's okay. This one's on the house. And did he like it? Yep. Ate the whole thing in one bite.
And Mr. Krabs also lost one customer that day.
Yeah.
And how they get back to work in a fraction of a second.
Guy writes a 1-star Yelp review. These assholes not only forgot my Diet Dr. Kelp, but the other employee came back a minute later
And
and
assaulted me.
Assaulted me with that fucking pizza.
I shoved a pizza up my ass.
I wish SpongeBob would deliver my pizza every day.
I'm gonna fucking...
Wait, what is that? That's it.
AVGN. I'm gonna shove a fucking pizza up your ass.
Oh, right. I was like, I know this somewhere in my brain. I know this reference.
Okay. I feel like
Classic.
I've been talking forever. Okay, I gotta talk about my second episode.
Second favorite episode?
Second favorite episode. We have a very close personal relationship with this episode, and that is none other than Naughty Nautical Neighbors.
Oh.
The one time, actually, I don't think not many people know this who follow us, but we saw a trend where we did a lot of people online were doing like real life reenactments of SpongeBob episodes, and this was the one that I just had to do because ever since I was younger, I always quoted this episode. So it's another classic example of Squidward just getting annoyed as hell with SpongeBob and Patrick. They do the thing that I'm sure all of us have done in class at one point where we sit next to our friend and send Facebook messages to one another. These two idiots are just throwing bubble text across the backyard. And Squidward's like trying to enjoy his souffle. And it's just... I feel like I'm telling you guys this, but we already know what happened because we spent like a whole day filming this.
Yes.
But
we filmed the live action reenactment.
Yeah, we did. But like the best part of this episode is like for one, Squidward. You know, it's almost like an elongated comeuppance because he's the reason why they. Basically, what happens is Squidward hacks their conversation, if you want to say,
because he's annoyed
because he doesn't like these guys, and he's just like he makes them hate each other through fake news, and then
through a hack.
Through a hacking their phone, like if I had
taking over the keyboard and typing out for somebody.
Quote unquote hacking, even though maybe you should just change your password. Just like if I had $1 for every brain you don't have, I'd have $1. What makes you a big dummy, you dummy? Yeah.
And they both befriend on their own with Squidward.
Yeah, it becomes like a competition as to who can be the best friend of Squidward because he's the only guy left in the neighborhood.
But they're unaware that they're using Squidward
to hurt each other.
To basically spite the other person.
Oh, I think they're fully aware. It's pretty clear what they're doing to each other.
My favorite...
No, they're doing it. They don't know that it's causing Squidward so much misery. Yeah. But you are right. It is like a self-fulfilling comeuppance because he brought it on himself.
Squidward likes Patrick more than SpongeBob.
Hey, buddy, I warmed it up for you.
Can I ask, actually, upon rewatching that episode again with you, that scene where they're having the conversation at the beginning and then Squidward's getting annoyed, is that the only time within the show, aside from the end credits, that music plays in the show?
Oh, the credit theme? I don't
know.
No,
it plays several times.
I don't remember it playing throughout the whole show. It was strange hearing it in the episode again, actually.
Oh.
Thinking that, like, wow, that's the end credits.
Yeah.
And it's always just for the end credits.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's interesting.
I don't feel like going through the entire plot, but basically, I just love how SpongeBob and Patrick one up each other, and like Squidward gets like even more annoyed, especially the part where like SpongeBob plays the bassinet as he calls it.
So that's your second favorite?
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
Okay,
why?
I'm curious.
I thought it was going to be number one.
Oh,
I was expecting to hear something totally different, and then you're like number two. I'm like, oh shit.
Okay. Well, I guess I wanted to change it up because I knew you were going to think that was my number one. But there's one I found
number
recently.
one's not my. Well, I said my number one was either.
Wow, we're all in the same boat.
Hey, we have reason to make a sequel this episode. We thought those were our number of picks, but we found even funnier ones.
Yeah.
Let's go back into The Simpsons and see if there's anything changed then. Oh no, we've done enough.
I'm tired.
Too much.
I still haven't finished that show.
Josh overhears that we're ready. Count me in.
Well, count me in, guys.
And we're back.
We
love you, Josh.
All right. So those are my 9.
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
Okay. Do you want to go?
That's how long it's going to take us to record this episode.
Well, you said you didn't care. You said it was between Lyle and I.
Okay.
So Cody should go next.
You want to go? Okay, I guess I'm going last. That's fine.
Okay. Well, no, you can go. You can go if you want.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Just marry each other already.
We're already at like second base.
Go
That's
raise a
some
worm.
base right now.
Yeah.
Go raise a worm.
Oh, okay.
Wormy.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, go.
So, my number 10, I picked the Graveyard Shift. I'm not a horror
nice.
guy.
That was your pick too.
Yeah, that was my
your
number
slot.
9.
Yours was at number
number
9.
nine.
His number 9 made my number 10.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm not a horror guy, but I love the parody of the horror genre and the homage to it with Nosferatu just arbitrarily fucking with the lines.
Do you guys remember Nasty Patty?
Yeah.
That's another good
That's
homage.
like, well, that's not like
that
horror.
was-
That's more like film noir, detective,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
kind of thriller. Yeah,
Murder thriller.
story wise, and just
Yeah.
how dark it gets.
That was an honorable mention for me.
It was mine too, actually.
Yeah.
It almost made my list.
Yeah.
That's an honorable mention. That
Yeah.
and Graveyard
Yes,
Shift.
they are all idiots, aren't they?
Yeah, the Graveyard Shift, it's great. I think my favorite joke in the whole episode is and the walls will ooze green slime. Oh wait, they always do that.
Mine is actually, and I forgot to say it when you were talking about it, but like Schwitter's in the middle of telling that story about the hash-slinging slasher, and the show was so brilliant that it needs to remind the audience that they're still working. Then in the middle of the fucking story, it's all intense, you're wrapped up into it, and then it comes to a halt where the guy's like, "Hey, dude, can I get some ketchup?" Oh yeah,
here.
sure, here you go.
All right.
And it goes right back to the story. It's like, all right, they're still working. That's so funny. And sometimes that kind of does happen if you worked in
Yeah.
retail. You're shooting the shit with your coworker, and all of a sudden a customer will ask you a question or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That always happens. It's so relatable. It's so funny.
Okay, so my number 9 is how can you possibly have fun with a jellyfish? Y'all ready for this? SpongeBob is the only guy I know that can have fun with a jellyfish for 12 hours! And you know what else I like?
He walked 15 miles.
Do 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 la 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 la.
This is okay. This is a very like memorable yet very random, questionable episode on what is it trying to say exactly.
But
it's so memorable.
Cody, the moral is jellyfish are assholes. Don't have them in
No.
your house.
It's trying to be like, don't play techno so much. You should all just like play organic music and then
Organic.
and then it somehow brings the world together. I guess I don't know.
Oh wow!
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love how it almost kind of ditches a formula and just goes for broke with some bobbin tunes.
Yeah, and some Looney Tunes incidents.
Yeah.
He'd be friends with a jellyfish, and then they party.
They party, and then the
then-
jellyfish still wants to party,
and he's like, "No,
Okay,
we gotta stop."
it's the plot of Project X.
It's Project Squidward, could you maybe play a little better? I don't think the jellyfish like it. The jellyfish don't. Oh,
Sure, pal, I can play better. And then he gets this Doc Brown speakers from Back to the Future.
Yeah, and then they get on the roof, and then it swarms. Like it literally is like bees.
It reminded me of the Sentinels in Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to my list, at number 8, I talked about this on the episode, squirrel jokes. This is... I find
this one hits pretty
I
hard.
find this to be...
The Adam's apple part.
Oh, I love that.
gets to me.
Okay. I find this... The plot is SpongeBob tells offensive jokes and Sandy gives him the comeuppance of his life for it. Like, it's such a brilliant lesson. If you are capitalizing on offensive humor that's at the expense of someone else's feelings but benefits you, choose your friends over your career and stop fucking, like, being offensive.
Just take the piss out of everybody in the room, including yourself.
Yeah. And then I love the last line of the episode is, and don't get me started on Starfish, so the whole cycle repeats itself where Patrick gets offended.
That's
Yeah.
what it definitely implies, the last moment.
But, the way Sandy gets back at SpongeBob is fucking hilarious.
Hillbilly,
Yeah.
redneck, squirrel.
Oh, I'm just the my squirrel. Yo, the voice actress for Sandy probably had the time of her life recording those lines that way. Yeah. Okay, more water for the secret.
Fucking
So-
overalls.
Yeah. Overalls, Adam's apple flies buzzing around.
It's so bad.
Okay, No more squirrel jokes.
And then and it's really like horrible when Sandy's in the supermarket and then she's trying to say hi to this little fish and the mommy takes him away. Don't stay too close to a squirrel, Billy. You'll catch it stupid.
And I swear to God, what Sandy
so bad.
What Sandy says in response to that sums up COVID-19 in a nutshell. Stupidity isn't a virus, but it sure is spreading like one.
What a fucking line that
episode
like
was
wine.
that line aged like wine.
Yeah.
Good rhyme. Okay, squirrel jokes. I love it because it teaches a valuable lesson as well as being very funny.
And you know what's so funny is that the jokes every single joke SpongeBob says, the irony is that it's actually not funny.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
they're
lame.
They're not funny. No, it shows how racist fish can be. Fish are
Not the fish.
Fish are racist assholes.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hey, funny man! What smells rotten and put people to sleep?
What the?
Okay.
Your act! Can we just, Mr. Lawrence is a hilarious yeller.
Yeah.
Anytime he yells, it's so fucking funny.
Okay.
You know it's
Oh, and so that's, number 7
7, yeah.
is one of my favorite Squidward-centered episodes. Can you spare a dime? It inverts the formula, and I love it for that. Okay, get this. We haven't talked about this episode ever on the show, but this is the plot. Squidward and Mr. Krabs have a spat. Squidward quits in a fit. Then SpongeBob gives him some kindly words of wisdom, saying, it's going to be rough out there if you're not happy. And Squidward's like, I can be whatever the fuck I want. In the next scene, he's fucking homeless, which is a really depressing message. Like, if you're a pretentious fuck who thinks, who looks down at others and you try to follow your lifelong dream, it's not going to go so well if you're...
So I was like, I'll take you in until you get on your feet again.
And then Squidward takes
fucking mooches.
Full advantage of SpongeBob's hospitality. It is so funny to see the roles reverse where Squidward pisses the fuck off of SpongeBob.
No, but Squidward is such an asshole in this episode. And SpongeBob just hits the breaking point. Like,
listen, you crustaceous cheapskate! Squidwards are living in my house trying to be crazy, and you're not gonna hire them back all because of a stupid dime!
Like, that's the craziest I've ever seen SpongeBob. Like, he lost his mind.
Like, the angriest.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen
the
him like
angriest was Squidward.
But... yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I might talk about it more, but eventually. But yeah, no, I'm so. I'm actually so happy you.
My favorite joke.
I thought I was gonna get hated on for liking this.
No, I love this episode
because this episode stresses me out in a good way.
Yeah, but
because the story is great. Yeah, I love the story of this.
Yeah, but what I love is my favorite joke. The first time I ever saw this episode, I was laughing about this joke for a full 2 minutes, and that's like 1/4 of a SpongeBob episode. If I'm laughing for 2 minutes,
which joke?
Okay, so Gary's like, when everything's supposedly cool with Squidward, Gary's like, meow. Gary, Squidward's not a freeloader. He would never take advantage of me. 3 weeks later, he's having trouble getting his confidence back. He'll get it many months later. He's going to have a breakthrough soon. So much later that the old narrative got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one. I laughed so hard at that joke.
So
much later. Yo, how long did it take me to get my COVID shot? So much later that the old narrative got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
It's like a Monty Python joke.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Sounds like John Cleese, actually. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, yeah. But Can You Spare a Dime? I love it. My next favorite, my number 6 episode is, you guys are filmmakers? I'm surprised we haven't talked about this. As Seen on TV. The plot is, there's a Krusty Krab commercial, the shittiest fucking Krusty Krab commercial ever. Mr. Krabs is like nickels and dimes the production to the point where
Squidward's performance is so committed.
I know.
He really wants to be
No,
there.
he looks like, look at, he put more effort into making the Krusty Krab training video than he did that commercial.
It's true.
Video.
It's so true.
And I love the boom mic in the shot with Mr. Krab.
This is the one, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the same one where, like, SpongeBob thinks just because he was in, like, one frame, kind of like
2 frames.
Kind of like a Mike Wazowski thing where he's kind of, like, in it just for, like, a second.
He thinks he's the star of the show.
And he thinks he's going to go on to do a solo record.
You
have
did
a
one.
career.
You did one shitty commercial that was on TV at 3 a.m. and now you're going off to Hollywood.
He's in denial. He's delusionally thinking.
Delusions of grandeur,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Everyone thinks like, what the hell are you
And then
gloating about? You're not famous.
And then my favorite, I love the last line. It's a good thing I gave up fry cooking for this. When
even though he's back to fry cooking, all
Yeah.
they want him to do is do your fucking job,
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the best time to wear a striped sweater?
Yes, that's the one.
It's all the time.
Yeah. I love
that song.
I love the jokes where Squidward actually puts a damn good effort into making a film set, like for a commercial, and Mr. Krabs just nickels and dimes everything. And it's
Yeah.
like, what you're doing is throwing away me money. I'm like, I'm gonna insert joke about Warner Brothers here or Wiseau Films here. Yeah, like studio producers that Mr. Krabs is like the Harvey Weinstein type who just nickels and dimes the whole production.
Do you not remember this episode, though?
I don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah.
We have to show you.
Like, it's not the training video episode, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
As
Okay.
seen on TV is
Okay, I have not seen this
SpongeBob. The
episode.
plot in one sense is SpongeBob he's in 2 frames of a Krusty Krab commercial, and he acts like he's the star, even though he
it's the
doesn't.
Mike Wazowski thing. Like he's in
Okay.
it. He's kind of
I
cropped
was
out.
on a cover of a magazine.
I was on TV.
Yeah.
Did you see me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's essentially
the camera
that.
loves me.
It's literally that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Yeah.
That's season 1 or 2.
That's
or
season
3.
3.
3.
Yeah. Okay, so Lyle, your number 5 and my number 5 are identical. Bubble stand.
Hey.
Okay,
Heyo.
I was this close to putting Naughty Nautical Neighbors in there, but I'm like, no, Bubble Stand resonates with me more. It's quirkier, it's funnier, and it's heartfelt in a way. Like,
Yeah.
it's just these.
I mean, it's a little kiddie-ish,
Yeah.
too.
I don't have too much to
I mean,
say.
Bubbles is kiddie-ish.
Yeah, like, but
No,
but
Bubbles is art,
No,
Cody.
Squid-
Like, if I had to think of all of his hobbies, jellyfishing, blowing bubbles, karate, I would think Bubbles is like really kiddie-ish. To where I'm like, are you a child,
Yeah.
or are you just have a heart of a child?
But then-
I don't know.
Cody, you're just being a squid.
But
You're
then-
just standing over the stand like,
by the way, they show that
Art.
Bubbles' childish antics saved his life in the movie. I got bubbles, my parties, my eyes.
Holy shit, that's right.
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh my god, there's so many fucking callbacks.
There are, yeah.
I think they feel so right that I never notice them. Like when I think
Yeah.
about them.
Okay.
When I really break down the movie, I don't
Yeah.
notice these references, but they hit so well because they're tied back to the fucking roots
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been a while since. It has been a while since I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
I should rewatch it.
Same.
I haven't even seen the second one.
The second one's alright.
Yeah, so
Second one has its moments.
so
definitely.
moving right along, so it's funny. I picked Bubble Stand, and then I picked one that you actually brought up, but didn't make your list. Idiot Box is my number 4. Okay.
Imagination.
That valuable lesson about creativity, and also just like I love how Squidward actually kind of benefits from himself, but the episode takes the piss out of him because Squidward can't have nice.
not down in the dumps.
The sound design.
Oh yeah,
It's so amazing. And
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on a Robot Pirate Island movie.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Robot Pirate.
Robot Pirate Island.
Oh god,
movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean 10.
Oh, and Squidward. My favorite joke from the episode is that Squidward's trying to take us again. It's another one of these not formulaic. It sounds negative, but it's another episode where Squidward just cynic and then embraces it. But I love the part where he's just like, whatever. I'm gonna take my mind off of those 2 idiots
And watch
playing in a
some
box.
TV.
Watch some TV. Every channel invertly has something to do with boxing, and it lands on.
Even the X-rated channel.
It's
That's
my
so
dick in
Thank
a
you.
box.
Thank you
Dick
all
in
for
a
your
box, girl.
They're like, all right, now it's time for professional boxing. And he's like, okay, at least it's not actual boxing. It cuts to the ring, and it's literally just 2 cardboard boxes just
Bopping.
hitting each other.
Am I losing my mind?
I love
But
it.
isn't it great how it shows how Squidward's like, can I have your TV?
He's-
Yeah, sure.
And he gets so much anxiety and he's overthinking it. He starts to think, wait a minute, do they just have a fucking tape recorder in there? And they're like, Scooter's such a fucking jerk.
No, that's like no. The frame of the episode that's burned into my brain is where Squidward is sitting in his dark living room in front of a blank TV, listening to depressed and listening to them use their imagination. He's like so anxious. It's like
Yeah.
And like the TV's blank, the room is dimly lit, and he just hears them having fun while he's sitting there miserable.
Who the fuck buys a TV just to play with the fucking
But
box?
Cody, you're missing the point.
It's like
You don't need TV when you have imagination.
You're right. It's so great.
Cody, it's like that episode you like from Daria.
Yes.
Yeah,
When Daria. Well, no, that episode Daria is tied back to like her childhood insecurities.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Well,
I like
it's
that
deeper than SpongeBob. Yeah, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying the comparisons there.
True.
Okay.
True.
So my number 3 is
Great pick, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
loved Idiot Box.
Yeah.
Runner up.
And so my number 3 is Born Again Krabs. I have many favorite Mr. Krabs episodes, but this one I think takes the cake over something like One Krabs Trash. Like One Krabs Trash has some great lines.
I was trying to remember. Yes, I do remember this one.
Born Again Krabs. It shows just how mortally evil Mr. Krabs can be when he's tempted by money. Like the point of the episode, it exists to say it exists for this one line. He'd sell your soul for a couple of bucks. I bet my soul he wouldn't.
I love how Davy Jones' locker is taken so literally.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's an actual just.
It's a gym locker with smelly socks.
It's a gym locker with smelly socks with the name Davy Jones on it.
You know,
No, it says D. Jones.
D. Jones. No, hey, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, eat your fucking heart out. This portrayal of Davy Jones' locker is the best.
It's the most accurate thing of all time.
Mr. Krabs was onto something. It's like, oh, great. I have like $50,000 in credit card debt. Oh, well, what? Yeah, I'm all right with this. He can't be cheap. He can't be cheap.
And it's like,
Just like Martin.
I'll just subtract from today's profit.
Free refills.
And there's no money in here.
Free refills.
Yeah.
And
like,
TV at every booth in the restaurant.
This movie hasn't even been in the theaters yet. Oh, so he has like
oh my god.
Pirate.
No, he had Dune in the Krusty Krab playing before.
But when he finally snapped and was like, no more free refills. Rewind that movie out of your head.
And then he's like,
they sucked the memory.
Sucked the memory out. I was like, hey, where was that after I saw Rise of Skywalker? Oh.
And it's like, he's back. You're crushing my arm. And that penny or the arm comes off. And when Squidward fucking Tentacles calls you out on your bullshit, you know you fucked up.
Yeah, because he fucking like sells SpongeBob over to.
He sells SpongeBob. Okay, the only reason Krabs didn't learn jack shit is because of a technicality. Like, SpongeBob is so annoying that even the devil of the sea doesn't want him.
I love it.
That's another moment where Squidward actually sticks up for SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It is great.
I mean, it's kind of like not out of nowhere. Like I kind of felt, I don't know, I felt kind of like Squidward was so absent from the episode that just out of nowhere, his own.
Yeah, because he's napping in the employee lounge the whole time.
Again, like a little bit of setups, just like in the pizza delivery episode, like have him be a dick throughout, and then have him be nice at the end to kind of earn that. But he just kind of comes in nice.
I love how it's
the only time that he pops in that episode.
Well, it's not even really nice. He just kind of he's just kind of telling Krabs the facts.
No, he wants to explore. He also he gives Krabs the facts twice because the episode.
But in Clams, when Mr. Krabs supposedly died by the giant clam, Squidward's like, "Why couldn't it have been me?" And Squidward's like, "Yes, why couldn't it have been you?
Why did he leave us like this? Yeah, why did he leave me tied to this idiot?"
Sometimes he doesn't care about SpongeBob.
Yeah. So he would So SpongeBob's soul being sold to the Sea Devil doesn't cut is too far, but SpongeBob getting eaten alive by a giant clam.
Fucking
I feel
SpongeBob can't shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite line in the episode is this, where it's like, "You did it for the Krusty Krab. I would have done the same thing." Really?
No.
Like, no, it's like,
that's how every sitcom in the 60s and 70s and 80s ended.
Yeah.
With just some funny joke, cue laugh track, freeze frame, executive producers, and then end credits.
Yeah. So, and my number 2 is Band Geeks. I've talked about it enough. I gushed over this in our last episode. I still love it. It's probably the magnum opus of the whole show.
Yep.
Because it incorporates every single supporting character that you'll ever see. I think even including that chocolate guy.
Tom. That's my sister and mine's favorite
And then
fish.
it incorporates the British fish. Like, well, maybe some of us wouldn't play so bad if we didn't have big meaty claws. What did you say, punk? big, meaty claws!
That's something I really love about the show is that even though we have like our 6 or 7 like principal characters and like a few minor characters that always pop up, the side characters, like just the civilians, they really do have a lot of good zingers in the show.
Like, someone says something really racist to SpongeBob, like SpongeBob, like, no, let's be smart and break it off. Oh, now the talking cheese is gonna preach to us. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, lady,
Talking cheese.
like, and that's Mrs. Puff doesn't get a single. No, I know Mrs. Puff gets one line in this episode, but her highlight is when she sees a fight's about to go on. I don't know if the animator was lazy or drunk, but the animator just paints Mrs. Puff with a delightful smile on her face. People have memed this and they say, Mrs. Puff knows shit's about to go down and she's loving it. Mrs. Puff is a sadistic character.
She is.
Okay, that's my number 2. Cody, onto your list.
Oh,
Holy shit.
You did that way faster than I did. Nice.
All right. I'm not going to read my honorable mentions, but there are so many.
There's so many.
Yeah, no, I didn't even write any.
Oh.
I'm just saying there were so many that I didn't even bother. It was so fucking hard.
I had like 5.
I have to admit, guys, this was a hard list to come up with.
It was.
This fucking was a hard list. And I was almost wanting to ask you guys, like, were you wanting to do, like, because you know how each episode is technically 2 episodes paired into one? Like,
no,
would you want to do that?
Oh,
no. We should do individual.
Yeah, because sometimes a really good one will come after a really bad one, and vice versa.
Or a mediocre one.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
All right, so number 10 is Can You Spare a Dime?
For
the same reason that Evan said, just because it's such a stressful fucking episode. I love that SpongeBob literally becomes like a maid.
Yeah.
And just all these like things that he's trying to do, just get a job. He's like, hey, look, I made alphabet soup for you. And it just has like the words, get a job.
And then Squidward's like, canned soup from a can? Disgusting. And it's like, I can't drink that. That lemon has 3 seeds in it. That's an odd number. I can't eat anything odd numbered. And when Squidward is supposed to be happy, he has the most disgusting, like, sulk on his face. He is miserable. Like,
you know what's so great is that people can probably like go, well, this is such a stressful kind of out of character episode. And I went, yeah, that's the point, and it's intentional because they knew what they were doing. Like this on its own is a great story. Yeah. It's a very stressful story. I almost want to like remake it, but make it like a dramatic, serious thing, minus like the silly nonsense of like SpongeBob. Yeah. Because it's a tightly written story, and I just love I love the drama in it.
Let's base a drama off of this episode and pitch it to A24, and we'll go out to like Banff and film this.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Kind of short and simple. We kind of said it already, but like I just love how this episode like really gets under my skin in like really funny ways. Yeah. Because it's very stressful. Yeah. All right, guys, are you ready for a good one? Yeah. My number 9 is Frankendoodle.
I was wondering if one of you bastards are gonna cover this episode.
It's like I don't even know what to say. Like there's this is probably one of the few times that I belly laughed so hard to an episode of SpongeBob. I think the character of Frankendoodle itself just trumps this so high up. It's just so fucking hilarious. Like, some live action artist on the sea drops his pencil into the sea. SpongeBob gets a hold of his pencil, starts drawing a bunch of doodles, and they all come alive. And then he draws like a kind of a half-ass version of himself. Yeah. And he nicknames it Frankendoodle. No, Doodle Buddy, I think.
Doodle Bob,
sorry. And then this Doodle Bob it's literally the story of Frankenstein, like the creation, the monster.
Hence the title.
Goes apeshit, turns against everything, including his creator.
All because some guy dropped a pencil in the ocean.
It's Mr. Lawrence. Yeah. I love it.
And the ending.
So many fucking great little moments. Like I love the part where like they're trying to like find like where is he? So Patrick's like, maybe he's in that poorly drawn pineapple.
I love where's the leak now? Finland.
Even just the I think it's Phil Tippett who's been like a writer and he's co-creator of SpongeBob, and I think he directed the 2 latest movies. He's the voice of Frankendoodle. Just like the utter like blah, blah, like it's just so stupid, but it's so funny. Just the voice of Frankendoodle. There's no effort put into it, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
In the design of him, and the fucking voice of him, like it's. But the part that killed me was just when Frankendoodle was chasing SpongeBob with the fucking eraser end of the pencil.
Yeah.
Squidward SpongeBob slams the door.
Yeah.
Frankendoodle just erases the door, including his pants, and it just shows his butt. And he erases the crack as well. He's like, huh? And he just erases it. And then he figures out such a clever way to defeat the villain at the end. Just put him on a page, because drawings need to be on a page.
Yeah, man.
And such a great perspective shot, like a composition shot for a joke. Because the whole time in this episode, it's always implying every time Patrick looks at Frankendoodle, he's describing SpongeBob look at that square body and that stupid tie
And those $2 teeth.
$2 teeth. Oh, it looks good on you, SpongeBob. But at the end, when they get Frankendoodle on the wall with the photo, and SpongeBob is going on this whole spiel about how he was just a poorly two-dimensional creature lost in his own world, and the camera tracks over from the SpongeBob. I keep saying Squidward. Sorry. Of SpongeBob looking at a picture of Frankendoodle on the wall, it tracks over to a picture of SpongeBob on the wall, and Patrick's looking at this photo of real SpongeBob going, he's still pretty ugly looking. It's still just playing around with that idea, but I just love how they just put the forced perspective in there of just trying to track the shot to create that joke. So fucking creative!
Yeah.
God damn it!
Yeah.
So fucking creative.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys share the same testaments, but
I haven't seen this one in a while. I'll have to revisit.
alright, here's one. I fucking love my number 8 one. Club SpongeBob.
Yes.
You guys would pick this one.
Hunter. I didn't pick this one actually. Did I?
Yeah.
But you guys love this episode a lot.
There's been talks.
I want to make a live action.
There's been talks for a long time of all of us doing a live action thing. We just need to go in the woods somewhere and just So it's essentially about Squidward is banished from SpongeBob and Patrick's just club. I guess it's just a little bamboo treehouse up in the fucking tree or whatever.
It's a random kelp weed.
And they all get stuck inside of it. Squidward's trying to get out, and then he slingshot them inexplicably so far it lands in this kelp forest, and they're literally stranded in there. And the SpongeBob and Patrick, I guess, follow the advice from the stupid magic clamshell. That's literally just a
But Cody, it was that clamshell that had the park ranger come find them.
Yeah,
Magic clamshell. You mean like this?
They pull the string and it just tells them it's like a magic 8-ball thing. It's just whatever.
And it takes the piss out of Squidward.
Yeah, it's just
Squidward suffers so hard in this
he
episode.
suffers.
This is a good Squidward torture porn episode.
Yeah.
The starvation gets to them, and then literally they did exactly what the conch shell said: do nothing, and all of a sudden an aerial drop of a fucking pallet plane is going down, and they drop this whole picnic of food, and Squidward's oh, I want some food, but he feels like he hasn't earned it, because he hasn't been following the magic conch shell. Just so much misery piled up on Squidward, just one after the other, up until the very end.
Yeah.
Just it's a survival tale. It's
The last second of the episode, he just accepts his fate and surrenders.
Yeah, just fucking listen to the conch and do nothing.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Number 7 is chocolate with nuts. Chocolate. I mean, guys.
Whoa, what are they selling?
I'm selling chocolate! Chocolate! I remember when that was invented.
So SpongeBob and Patrick, in order to be entrepreneurs, as they wanted to be, they do door-to-door chocolate sales, and it's just one thing after the other goes wrong. It's just one little setup and payoff of that guy. Okay, who's the real villain of SpongeBob? That fucking con fish.
Yeah.
The con.
Oh, I love
the con fish.
Not even a come up.
I don't.
Yeah, he gets away.
Yeah.
He gets away at the end.
But that just goes to show that when you start your own business, there will be shady people who will try to fuck you over.
Very, very true.
And my favorite joke in the whole episode is where he pretends to be this cripple. I I shouldn't laugh at. I should no.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my arms. Every afternoon I break my legs, and at night I lie awake in agony until my headaches put me to sleep.
my heart attacks put me to sleep.
Right, sorry.
Like I shouldn't laugh at any of this.
Kathy and Patrick laugh at that and quote it verbatim.
I didn't expect SpongeBob to remake Unbreakable.
Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass.
Oh my god. This guy goes out of his way to con them after the others. Selling them the bags. I mean, okay, it's like whatever. Almost like a joint venture. Yeah. But then he like pretends to be the neighbor next door. Hey, why don't you get bags for these bags?
Yeah.
Later on, he just ends up being like someone who's in a body
cast. It great when you're
and cons them back by selling the chocolate bars back. So
and isn't it hilarious how they get their instant success because the one asshole was willing to buy up all their product?
And in the end, I guess, and they get in the end, I guess they got what they wanted. They went out with some unconventional dates.
So how long have you two ladies known each other?
What did he say?
It's like a fucking like.
It's the baby from Eraserhead, all grown up.
Yeah, that's right. It's the baby from Eraserhead. Yeah, it looks like a piece of shit. Dave England, what are you doing here? You took a shit under the sea?
Oh,
well, we're hitting up all the references.
Oh my god, we're on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a great concept, and I think one of you brought it up. Like last time, it's kind of an outdated one now because who does door-to-door things anymore? Maybe cookies, I guess. Girl Scout cookies.
I did.
Really,
it's still the jokes are still awesome because door-to-door sale. You can you're about to say you canvas.
Yeah, I canvassed back in the day with my one company during the third lockdown, and I was like, I don't think this is a good idea. And then my boss was like, no, do it. So I was like, no.
Sucks.
So does that mean SpongeBob quit his job at the Krusty Krab to buy chocolates?
Quit my job after that.
to sell chocolates? Or...
All right, number 6. All right, is that all you gotta say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might say a little more later.
Oh. All right, number 6. Survival of the idiots.
Yes.
Because they are so dumb in this episode. Like,
it's called Survival of the Idiots for a reason.
I'm not kidding. They're so dumb in this episode. They should have just fucking listened at the very beginning. Leave Sandy alone. You never disturb a female when she's sleeping.
Hibernating.
No, sleep is hibernation.
I know from experience. Veronica fucking gives me fucking shit.
So did Veronica?
She loses her mind.
Does Veronica go? Which one is the real Dirty Dan? Okay, Pinhead, now you get yours!
Back where I come from, we all know what a Dirty Dan and a Pinhead Larry is. That's when you take a girl home and you... Anyways, no, this is like SpongeBob and Patrick, they essentially break into fucking Sandy's tree dome while she's hibernating.
Yeah.
And apparently there's snow that happens in her fucking like
she controls the climate. She controls the climate.
And the logic of like, oh, we could take off our bowl water helmets because all the snow is water, I guess, but it's still like, all right, the rules are completely out the window. The logic is just completely nonsensical. They're disturbing Sandy while she's just giant. She's obviously filled up from all the food that she ate.
That weight got lost like instantaneously.
Well, I would assume that you got it like before you hibernate, you got to binge eat almost to keep yourself like alive.
And
yeah,
their survival mechanism is the dumbest. Steal her fur.
Steal her fucking fur. SpongeBob, Squidward. Sorry, their names. Patrick has like his whole shorts filled with, it's almost like hay.
Yeah.
It's just like, and he has like this piece of scotch tape with fur to his head, and SpongeBob just has a fucking like goatee and like devil stash and like eyebrows going. It's just, and they completely just like essentially like assault her almost in her sleep.
Yeah.
They rip off all of her fucking hair until she's just like this pink squirrel.
Her reaction.
And she's like, they're like, oh, don't worry, Sandy, we have you covered. The ending shot is literally that. She just puts them.
Oh, I can't believe I haven't gotten that joke until now.
They take it so literally. We got you covered. No, it's just it's just one. It's like a Beavis and Butthead episode.
It kind of is. Yeah.
They're so dumb. It's like every single decision they do just gets themselves into more misery.
My favorite Patrick.
It's so fucking.
My favorite Patrick joke is it's like, don't worry, SpongeBob, I'll get us out of here. Open sesame! Well, I've done all I can do.
The timing,
sesame.
the timing, the pause. Now all I can do.
Done all I can do.
I love it. It's so good.
Like that
and also-
Doctor Strange in the MCU. Open sesame! Well, I've done all I can do.
Well, I've done all I can do, said American Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, and guys, we fools. Who you calling Pinhead?
Who you calling Pinhead?
Fuck, that is so fucking funny looking.
Yeah.
That is so fucking
Speaking of Beavis
hilarious.
and Butthead, it looks like something.
Who you
the
calling
guy-
Pinhead? It's just like this,
Looks
like,
like some.
shriveled small face. And just one more note, just shout out to my sisters. We all three of us used to watch this
Yeah.
all the time and laugh
Yeah.
so hard together.
Yeah.
Like literally just on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All
Alright. Home stretch.
Oh, what are we
Last
on now?
three?
Last three.
Or last
I forgot.
my number 5. This is my number 5.
Oh,
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is my number 5.
Okay.
SB129.
I gotta be honest. I haven't seen this one very much.
Oh,
I haven't either. This is
Squidward just wants peace and quiet. Stop bothering me, Squidward my bad.
Stop bothering me, Squidward.
Sorry,
he
I don't know-
said to the
Guys,
mirror.
I don't know why their names are fucking me up tonight. This is like a coin game. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Because SpongeBob and Squidward are the same side of the same coin, Cody. SpongeBob represents optimism.
Squidward's like, leave me alone, SpongeBob and Patrick. I want to be left alone to play my clarinet. He has nowhere to go but hide in the freezer at the Krusty Krab. And I guess he gets frozen in there stuck in there for 2,000 years, wakes up, it's the future. And
You've been
everything,
asleep, Squid.
everything's all,
Almost 2,000 years.
yeah, literally like 2,000 years, and there's like multiple SpongeBobs. Everything's all chrome and futuristic, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is a nightmare! Everything's SpongeBob. This is like
you
the last thing I want."
You know, like you do.
And then there's a time machine. All right, take me back to the past, but he goes really far back to like caveman time, almost
Oh.
like a precursor to the BC episode.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ugh. And then it's like they see SpongeBob and Patrick just as cavemen, and Squidward tries to calm them down by like, here, just play some jellyfishing. And then he gets back into the time machine after they like lose their fucking mind, almost like destroyed him. And Squidward.
This and SpongeBob BC are like precursors to each other.
Yeah, totally. And then Squidward goes, and in probably the most abstract, craziest scene in SpongeBob history, Squidward goes nowhere.
To purgatory.
No, he goes like not the past, the present. He literally or future. He just literally goes nowhere in this white room.
Yeah,
Weird-
purgatory.
Listen to this episode in headphones. You hear like echoes everywhere, weird sounds. This like space of nothing. He like lifts it up and it disappears. Like this is fucking weird. But he finally gets his wish. I'm all alone. And kind of similar to the Squidville episode. When you get what you want, it's really terrible.
Yeah.
And he loses his mind. He's like, I wish I was just back home to where it was normal. And Squidward just has like this great relief at the end. Like, oh, okay. Like, I'm so happy to be at where I am. And they're like, all right, let's go jellyfishing. And he's like, no, I don't want to go jellyfishing. Who's the fucking idiot that invented that anyways? And they're like, you were the one. It's like, holy shit, yeah. Like, the rules of, like, going back in time, you're the creator, you go back in time, you're the
Yeah.
inventor. It's like, the rules of time travel are, like, tight.
Nice.
You
Tight,
mess.
tight,
yeah,
tight.
No, hey.
Oh, that is
Hey,
tight.
you mess with time, it tends to mess back.
Messing
Love
with
it.
time is tight.
This fucking episode is a gem. I just love, I think it's really just that nowhere scene. I fucking love it.
By the way,
Alone.
Oh.
Alone.
by the way, in
Of
the
course, you as a Pink Floyd fan
honorable,
would like this.
honorable mention to SpongeBob BC,
Yeah.
but in the live action segment of the episode where you have Tom Kenny, the actor who plays voices SpongeBob, play Patchy, and then to show that the past and the future are both like equally as interesting to think about.
Yep.
They have a live action caveman played by Patrick's voice actor Bill Fagerbakke.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. He even does the voice
Yep.
of Patrick, like as the caveman.
Yep.
Yeah.
That, wait, how does that song go again? When worlds collide.
You can run, but no can hide.
You can run.
But
But no one can hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part of the episode was
It
the
is,
patchy
yeah.
scenes.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. I mentioned this one before in the past. This is like always a go-to of mine, just of how fucking hilariously exaggerated it is. Something smells.
That's a good one.
Like, oh my god, I'm going through an identity crisis and like insecurities and anxiety. When really it's just you just have bad breath.
Yeah, just
it's just like one little thing. Like I love it.
Take a breath, man. Yeah.
I love it. Take a fucking breath, man. I dare one of you guys to have that fucking Sunday. Let's get some ketchup. Let's get some chopped onions. Let's get a peanut plant. I want one of you to do it. I dare you.
All right.
Is this good? What are you giving us? What's in it for us?
If anyone does it, I'll be the one to smell the breath.
I'm just gonna.
I'll be first dibs.
Hawk a loogie.
I'll be like,
Hi, I'm Cody McDonald, and this is Something Smells.
and I take a sniff and I go, oh my god! I mentioned it before. Every fucking fish's reaction to his breath is just fucking comedy gold.
I love how the breath melts one guy's face off. Like
It melts a beautiful woman's face to like a crisp. I love it, love it. And then it gets like COVID episode like kind of themes where it's like they're washing like literally. It's so funny because like fucking Patrick is literally washing his hands in that scene, and the guy's like, stay away from me, take my money. He's like, what? I just want some soap. He's like, no, take my money, and the breath is all over him. It's like green. I love it. This is one of the few times I remember as a kid. My whole family and I, my parents, my sisters, were all watching this episode. And the part where he's making the sundae, where he's like, all right, I got ketchup, onions. I need peanuts. Ooh, I know where to find peanuts. And he looks at the toilet. But then he runs up to the windowsill. He's like, good thing I got these peanut plants growing at the windowsill. I remember my folks looking at each other. Like that, and they kind of smirked, like, oh my god. And I was like, I don't understand. But maybe eventually I will. And I went, oh, there's like nutty stuff and shit. I was like, it took me a long time, but now I understand why they did a glare at each other.
Oh my god! Now people understand. Now you understand why SpongeBob is so brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember this one pretty much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when Patrick just goes nuts in the movie theater. Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
The tight close up of his face. Look at it! Love it. It's so good. All right, number
4?
Yeah. 3.
Oh, 3.
Number 3.
Top 3
is ripped pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good one. Good classic.
I mean, I did tell you that this episode struck a chord with me when I was a kid because, like, I was kind of like, holy shit, I feel like I've been a show off like throughout most of my life, and then the episode kind of hit me a bit. Because like SpongeBob's like, I'm ripping my pants. Even though he's shitting his pants to adults. That's how I always interpret it.
Wouldn't that be disgusting? That wouldn't be funny the first time.
It's kind of like the kid who eats bugs in front of his classmates to get attention, that kind of thing.
And then when you take things too far, you kind of lose friends a bit. And, at first it's funny, but you're also, like, it really does really show right at the beginning. Like, and this is the first time that I noticed, like, does SpongeBob have a crush on Sandy?
I was wondering that. They don't play up on that at all, surprisingly.
Well,
because Larry's kind of stealing his thunder a bit, and you can see that. Like, he's kind of like, oh.
I'm telling you, if this is about SpongeBob and Sandy, like, sort of... Okay, Tea at the Tree Dome, Ripped Pants, and Karate Choppers explore all the stages of a romantic, platonic relationship between two members of the opposite sex.
I totally agree.
No, seriously, guys... Trifecta. Tea at the Tree Dome, Ripped Pants, and Karate Choppers.
All season 1.
Yep.
Yeah. And it all ends with just, like, him meeting people that are also outcasts as well. Like, am I the biggest loser on the beach for ripping my pants?
No.
I forgot to put on sunscreen. I got sand in my buns. And then they buried me in the sand, and they all forgot about me.
Was that a clam or a whale?
It was a whale.
I think it was a whale. It was a whale, yeah. And then it ends up with that great song.
Yeah.
When I ripped my pants.
My pants.
When Big Larry came out
just to put him down,
SpongeBob turned into a clown. And no girl ever wants to dance with a fool who went and ripped his pants.
I know I shouldn't bump around, I shouldn't curse, but the pain feels so much worse.
I love how it pulls out and he's like in this sand arena.
Yeah.
It's like a YouTube.
It's like a
concert.
ballad. Yeah.
No, it's like a YouTube concert. It's like a
like-
huge thing. It's like
It's written like a Beach Boys song.
And they have like a screen with a tidal wave in the background.
But Sandy's like, if you want to be my friend, just be yourself.
Yeah.
And even Larry was the better man at the end. He's like, SpongeBob, that was so bright. Just sign my pants. And he's like, yeah, sure. Like even like they, there's no jealousy there. There's kind of a bond there. It's
Larry's
kinda subtle.
underrated. I like Larry.
I like Larry too.
Mr. Lawrence again.
There's really not an episode that's centered around Larry other than the Sponge Guard on Duty episode.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I can't really remember any other
There's
episodes.
sharks in the water! Yeah, that's my family you're talking about.
Or what about in that episode where maybe Larry is in it? I can't remember. But like when the episode where SpongeBob wears like those fake muscular arms.
Oh, yeah, not Rip Pants.
Muscle Bob Puff Pants.
Yeah, he
or
was in
something
that.
like
Let's go lift some weights.
So he's in that.
Yeah, he's in
Oh yeah, I
those
don't
two.
remember him too much in that. That's right.
Okay, yeah, he's in 3 episodes. I can confirm.
Okay. Also, I'm trying to remember anything else from it. Might have been one of the first episodes I ever watched of SpongeBob because I had this on VHS. I had so many SpongeBob VHSs growing up. It's fucking crazy. I literally had a lot of VHSs. Like I watched them more like on TV. Like and really the VHSs had every single great episode. Those are the times. Holy shit. All right. Anyway, sorry, getting sidetracked.
You got so deep there.
Yeah. No, I just got so nostalgic. I was just thinking back. Holy shit, my sisters and I had quite the collection of SpongeBob VHSs. Wow. All right, number 2. Pizza delivery.
You're number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, we match. Holy crap.
Yep. Pizza delivery.
Don't think too
Oh,
hard
no,
about that.
mine was Naughty Nautical Neighbors.
Oh.
Pizza Delivery was my
number
3rd.
3.
Oh,
okay.
so you were close, yeah.
I mean, what hasn't been said yet? Like, it's a great buddy comedy road trip thing with a great kind of dynamic and then a great payoff at the end. Hilarious, memorable parts. Just short and simple. Yep.
Okay.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
It's fucking iconic.
It's really one of the best songs.
Yeah.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for!
Da 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 da. Our number 1 picks.
Wow, what's your number 1?
Can I just take a moment and applaud you for that? That was amazing.
I just lost my voice.
That was
Oh my
amazing.
God.
That was almost super accurate.
Oh my god, I lost my voice.
Well, I got some treats with me because my number 1 episode is Cody's number 6, chocolate with nuts.
Chocolate? Did you say chocolate? I'm not
Did you
screaming.
say
I just lost
chocolate?
I just
chocolate. You guys want some chocolate?
oh sure.
It's dark chocolate, just so you know.
It's good for you.
It's really good for you.
Yeah, it's good for the heart.
Maybe.
Without nuts. Or does it have nuts?
Holy shit! So this is now your favorite.
Yeah, it's what I would consider one of the best episodes of SpongeBob.
Totally. Yeah.
Naughty Nautical Neighbors is like really close to my heart. I like it a lot, but I think upon rewatching Chocolate with Nuts, it's just like, nope.
Sorry.
That and Pizza Delivery, like they're very close to me as to saying like those are like perfect SpongeBob episodes. Just I know we kind of talked about most of it. I don't really have a whole lot of points. I just love like. It's funny when I get older. Like I used to love Patrick, but he's not featured in a lot of my favorite episodes anymore. It's kind of weird. I always like his dynamic with SpongeBob, especially in the movie.
I noticed that with Mr. Krabs. A lot of my episodes, like I don't know, Mr. Krabs is amazingly one note. He's greedy, and that's kind of it. But it's so great because it's such a funny. You can do anything with greed. Anything funny with greed.
Yeah.
There's some good like episodes where it kind of dives into like his like external crisis, like the squeaky boots and midlife crustration, whatever.
Midlife crustration,
which is now apparently a banned episode on Nickelodeon because of the whole panty raid scene.
Oh.
So I guess that's the fucking stark raving dad of SpongeBob.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah.
But sorry, anyways, yeah.
I just love like them playing off each other. Patrick has some great moments. It's like he knocks on the door. Hello. I love you.
Is that I was gonna ask, is that your is that your favorite one of like the bit, like which door delivery made you laugh the hardest?
That one made me laugh pretty hard. The chocolate lady. But I think just the crazy man just yelling at them and chasing them off for chocolate. It's like, hey, supply and demand. Give this man a chocolate bar, guys.
And it almost went well for that one woman. She's like, yeah, I'll buy some chocolate. And he's trying to take it out of the bags, and it's just like a bag.
Oh, yeah, he
a
almost
bag
got
within a
that
bag,
too.
a bag within a bag, a bag within a bag, a bag within a bag, and she get impatient. She's like, fuck this.
What happens when you don't itinerize?
And then he finally gets the chocolate.
And that is one of my favorite exchanges. Like, I just can't understand what we're doing wrong, Patrick. I can't understand anything.
or I thought you were about to say, I completely forgot to say this exchange. Like, what the hell are we doing wrong? Or not that, what the hell? What are we doing wrong, Patrick? I don't know. Like, how can we sell chocolate to people? I know. Let's get naked. Let's do that when we're selling real estate. What the fuck?
Let's get naked.
like that was such a funny random thing that Patrick says, but then SpongeBob says something so obscured, like the reaction you wouldn't expect, like the response you wouldn't expect, that it makes it even funnier.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, why real estate? It's so fucking great. I love it.
Yeah. No, that's definitely my number one. Cody, you topped on most of the notes, so I'll move on to
All
you.
right, sorry.
It's all right.
Actually,
Yeah.
if we're sticking with the order, then I'm next.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Evan's
you're
next.
next.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
So, I thought Band Geeks was my favorite, but no, I have to give it to this one. I Had an Accident is my favorite SpongeBob cartoon of all time.
Wow.
Wanna know why?
Okay.
Because it takes every aspect of SpongeBob's life, most of the key figures in his life, gives them all funny lines. Maybe not plentiful lines, but damn funny lines. And it encapsulates how far SpongeBob's friends will go for him, how far he'll go for his friends, and it's just nautical nonsense to the fucking max.
Absolutely.
It's a blending of tones, and I love it. So the plot is SpongeBob's having fun, like how he does either sandboarding, jellyfishing, or karate. And in one fun thing, while he's mocking the shit out of Squidward, and Sandy and Patrick are laughing, he has an accident. Like, that's why it's called an accident. He smashes his bottom into like a million little pieces. Then he realized that he can't have an accident like that ever again. So,
or else he'll wind up in the iron butt. Not the iron lung. The iron
if
butt.
I were you, Mr. Squarepants, I'd seriously reevaluate the way you're living your life before you end up in the iron butt.
Oh, yeah, this is the episode where Patrick's like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, no, and he wipes out. Game over. Oh, man. Oh, I died. This game sucks.
That was a clever message about don't fucking be on your Game Boy while you're enjoying real life.
Hey, I do what I want.
It's so random because like it's like,
and then
fucking Patrick playing a video game of him doing exactly what he's doing. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah,
don't you mean Pokemon Go?
It's like Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, yeah.
Pokemon? No, it's Pokemon Go because like you're distracted.
Ready Patrick 1.
I mean, he really has like some pretty shitty friends. I mean, Penny, Chip, and Used Napkin.
Yeah,
they all look like they're all jerks.
They're trash. They're fucking trash.
They're trash.
Oh, and I also love SpongeBob basically becomes isolated and weird he doesn't just stay in his home, he stays in the exact center of his pineapple and just doesn't leave.
And now for the national anthem of every introvert out there.
No, the national anthem of a place where you never get harmed. A magical place with magical charms. Indoors. Take it away, Penny! Penny is such a beautiful voice. And then, it's basically, and SpongeBob and Sandy and Patrick basically have to come up with ways to get SpongeBob to stop being a crazy guy.
Which makes me go, like, why the fuck weren't there more Patrick and Sandy episodes? Because their dynamic is hilarious. Just how much, how they really push Patrick's stupidity with Sandy around, and Sandy is, of course, like the smart one.
Literally, it's
but the fact that she doesn't take any shit and her annoyance and her just hitting him over the head and it sinks down or whatever.
Yeah, and I love it. I was like, we'll get SpongeBob to come out with those. And that's when I punch him, right? And you're just resting bitch face. You all three.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
her reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Stoic.
yeah, and then yeah, and then I remember you came over. We put this episode on the ending.
I have not seen you guys laugh that hard before in a long time.
I feel bad for even spoiling it.
A fucking like live action gorilla shows up, puts Sandy and Patrick in a bag, swings it around,
Bangs them around.
just bangs them all around, playing like stock monkey sound effects. It's so funny. And then at the end, they break the logic, going, "How can monkeys exist under water?
What's a gorilla doing underwater?
And the guy's like trying to explain it, like, well, it's kind of a funny story, but George the
A guy in a horse costume.
It was a zebra. Isn't it a zebra outfit?
It's a horse. It's a zebra. It's a steed of some kind.
And Lyle said it best. They're like, someone actually went out and filmed this on a green screen. Quiet on set.
What's better, guys? Would you rather watch that or that killer robot movie with the guy running away from the robot?
Oh my god.
And Crabborg.
Crabborg.
I'm surprised none of us picked that. That's a great episode.
That was an honorable mention of mine. That was so close.
That's how it goes.
It's beep bop boop beep boop.
No, it's beep boop 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 bop bop beep beep boop boop bop.
Beep boop bop boop
Beep boop bop. Not beep boop bop.
Okay, so I had an accent. Like I said, it blends.
Can you look up to see who was in that gorilla outfit at the end of that episode?
Oh,
Is
right.
that impossible? I don't know if that's going to be out there. But...
Yeah. No, and
it ends. Every single household around the golden era of SpongeBob cuts to literally everyone's reaction. The family watching SpongeBob, and they're just like, the parents are like, "What did we just watch?" Click.
No, are you referring to everything after season 3 and the movie?
No, it's just what? No, I'm referring to. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if that episode, if that was the series finale, where the parents just like.
You know what's funny? The very last episode of the Golden Age is the Pranks a Lot episode.
Pranks a Lot, yeah.
Where like they spray themselves with the invisible paint and fuck around with everyone.
Then Krabs catches them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Krabs gives them their comeuppance.
That's comeuppance if I ever seen it.
That was the last episode. Pranks a Lot. That was the last cartoon to premiere before the movie. And the Strangler episode.
Yeah, that's the very last Golden Age episode before the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So that's my number one. I love it because it shows how it perfectly encapsulates 3 things. How far SpongeBob will go for his friends, how far SpongeBob's friends will go for him, and how utterly ludicrous the nautical nonsense can be taken to.
Evan, did you know this episode was directed by Steven Hillenburg?
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and, okay, so I found it. The stunt gorilla was played by Andre Sagulizo. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Andre Sagluzo. I don't know.
A foreign lad.
I don't know. He's voiced by Frank Welker, though.
Frank Welker.
He does a lot of
Frank
voice
Welker.
work.
Oh, yeah. Guys, look up Frank Welker's filmography.
It's insane.
We have heard this man throughout our entire childhood.
Mm.
He has done every animal voice and anything. Pick anything from your childhood. Pick 10 things right now from your childhood. He's been in it. He's credited. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, he's the voice of Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Anything. I'm not kidding. Anything. He's the voice of like a tiger from The Lion King, or he's like the voice of like he's basically the voice of like a lot of like growling animals or dogs,
droids
like
in the Star Wars prequels.
He probably is.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not. He's credited everything. Frank Welker. Shout out to him.
Wow.
Holy shit, it's insane.
When's the documentary about his life going on?
I'm waiting on a Jim Cummings one too.
Oh yeah,
Jim Cummings. would be
Pooh
pretty
Bear
nice.
himself.
Yeah.
Scar. He's basically he's there to fill in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Jim Cummings, the unsung hero of Disney.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's your number one, Cody?
All right, my number one. It's another SpongeBob episode that for some reason it struck a chord with me, guys. Another one. It's like kind of like how Rip Pants struck a chord with me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This one hit me on an emotional level for some reason.
Yeah.
The episode that I love is Texas.
Aww,
That's a
that's
good
a
one.
nice one.
I love Texas. I've seen this episode so many fucking times.
But have you been to Texas?
No.
You said, I love Texas. Oh, you did?
Then what struck a chord with you?
The fact that like Sandy she gets homesick. And like I kind of get homesick sometimes every so often as well, and just trying to figure out like, Bikini Bottom or Toronto is like maybe my centered place, and of course they got people here that love me, and like it's great, but just like sometimes you can kind of get tugged back and forth on where your home base is, like there's that complexity if you are from somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I was back in Windsor.
That's
I was back in Rodney.
I wish back I was back in Richmond Hill. Whoa, wait, no, I don't.
I miss my 20 acres,
barbecues and pecan pies.
I wanna go home.
Oh, that.
Wanna go home. I love when her fucking voice changes to like a professional country male singer at the end of that song.
And then people start crying. Like, it's powerful.
It's that. And so SpongeBob and Patrick. All right, let's bring some Texas to here to kind of make.
And how can you fuck that up? By being idiots.
Apologies to everyone from Texas, but they kind of like go to town on going, people from Texas are dumb, and and everything's dumb from Texas. And Sandy's reaction, there's one still of Sandy where she's just given like it's right before she yells out, "Y'all best cut it out!" That's the funniest mean face I've seen of like Sandy I've ever seen. It's just like this.
It's like, shut up.
Lose your mind. She chases them down in this hilarious foot chase. So she fucking lassos Patrick and then like drags him back. And then there's like an atomic bomb.
A mushroom cloud.
Cloud.
Here's a question. Would this episode pair well with squirrel jokes?
Maybe. I guess. Oh yeah, kind of.
No,
yeah.
I think
it's my favorite Sandy episode. I think she's really well defined in it.
Yeah.
She's really well defined in this episode.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Anybody who's like from somewhere else can really like kind of relate to it, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's such a funny episode, but at the end it has such a nice sweet little heart at it.
Yeah.
And guys, did you notice that like when they're showing everybody at the Krusty Krab at the end, Flats the Flounder is there.
The bully?
The bully.
Yeah. So this was before he started like.
Well, it's like, look, Sandy, we got like giant, we got barbecues, we got square dancing, and it's literally Flats the Flanders holding a square.
Flats the Flanders.
Flats the Flounder.
Flats the Flounder.
Flounder, sorry. Flanders. Sorry. He's literally holding a square and he's dancing with it, but it's Flats the Flanders. Flanders. Flounders. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry.
Ned Flounders. That's how you remember.
Home is not about barbecues and pecan pies. Home is when you're surrounded by other critters that care about you, and the whole frame just like fills up with everybody, and they're like, and Sandy just has this epiphany, like, oh my god, I have been home this whole time.
Guys, when are we gonna make a pie episode?
A pie episode.
Now we're gonna put a heart.
3.14.
Dying. Oh, we can't talk about those pies. They're bombs.
They were made in a bomb factory. They're bombs.
Fuck, I fucked up the line, sorry.
No, you didn't.
I
with unison with me. We're not unified.
I switched it up.
Yeah.
And then ends off with a great punchline. They're like, yay, Sandy, you're staying and all that. And then Patrick, in the middle of all this cheering, was like, yeah, who needs dumb old Texas? What did you say, Patrick? Should I start running now? Just another season one. Season one has some gems. Always has
season
gems.
one should not be written off. It's not like The Simpsons. It actually has some really strong episodes.
And I lied. I can run off some honorable mentionings.
Alright, then that would be a good time to do that. Should we take turns?
It's a lightning round.
Okay. In season one, these are episodes that I fucking loved. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Rip Pants, jellyfishing, pizza delivery, pickles, culture shock.
Yes.
That was the talent show one.
What the?
Fun.
Oh yeah.
FUN.
Man, we didn't pick a single Plankton episode.
Plankton and crabs, yeah. Fun was definitely a close one, but it was a bit
Plankton's Army and the Algae's Always Greener are great episodes.
I Was the Teenage Gary, a.k.a. the Cronenberg episode.
Oh, yeah.
SB129. Karate Choppers, which is basically sex. Experimentation with your friend episode. Yeah. Rock Bottom, Texas, and Hooky.
I liked Hooky.
A.k.a.
The drug
peer,
addiction
the
one.
the peer pressure
I
episode.
thought just one bite was.
Say no to drugs,
No,
kids.
I thought Cody. I thought fucking
Just
one bite was the peer pressure episode.
No, that's more addiction.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
addiction.
All right, season 2, Squid's Day Off.
Yes,
That's the episode where Squidward's anxiety gets the head of himself.
Squidward's anxiety. I felt bad for him because his anxiety drove him mad.
Something smells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bubble Buddy.
Oh,
That's a
decent
good
one, yeah.
I love
He
Bubble Buddy.
kept
Oh,
us
he's a
wait-
handsome
He
one.
kept us
isn't
waiting for a bubble.
he? That's a...
Wormy. Which
Oh,
has
I liked Wormy. That was a good one.
it has the most traumatizing close-up of a live-action bug. Oh my god. Squidville, Survival of the Idiots, Squirrel Jokes. I didn't realize that this was a short episode, but Gary takes a bath.
Oh, yeah. What you mean, Gary?
Just so simple.
I like.
I didn't know.
Gary, there's a bomb strapped to my chest, and it's going to explode unless you take a bath, please.
But SpongeBob has some zinger puns in that episode when he's like, he absorbs all the water and literally just blows the water at. He misses the chair. He misses Gary and he hits the chair. He goes, "Come back, Gary. I have something to chair with you."
Yeah.
Misses Gary again. Hits all the dishes. Dish is more like it. Like, damn, this guy's on
It's
fire.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I love it.
The water guy.
Gary takes a bath. Yeah, because it's like it feels like a Looney Tunes.
It came on after Shanghai.
Yeah, which was a longer episode. That's right. Yeah, Frankendoodle, Band Geeks, Graveyard Shift, and Procrastination.
That's a.
Oh
decent-
my god, that episode's super relatable, dude.
That's
Right?
that's a fucking anxiety episode.
right. Your essay takes you 3 hours to write the.
The. Exactly.
I love it. And then season 3, Club SpongeBob, Just One Bite, the addiction
That
episode.
was a close
Which
one.
there's a flaw, by the way. That's season 3, and Squidward claimed that he had never had a Krabby Patty. In your shoes untied.
Squidward got fat off
He
of
got
that.
fat off him every time SpongeBob was tripping over his shoelace.
So he didn't learn
and-
his fucking lesson from the first
He
time.
didn't willingly eat a quart. I guess he never ordered a Krabby
I
Patty.
guess. I don't
He
know.
was force fed.
So that's a lame retcon.
Like a simp.
The bully. I like to kick people's butts.
Hey,
people.
Can I say something about the bully?
It's so blunt.
In
I
the
love it.
bully, Mrs. Puff is fully aware of the situation, and she is enabling it every single minute.
Yeah.
No, I
I
feel like she begged. She took Flats to a coffee shop and begged him to enroll in boning school to terrorize SpongeBob so he'd drop out.
This little cheese.
That's
in the
why-
butt.
That's why she's okay. Think about this: the bully is Revenge of the Sith. Mrs. Puff is Palpatine. Flats is Count Dooku, and Anakin and SpongeBob is Anakin.
Wow, Evan, your analogy is so accurate. And just for saying that, I'm gonna kick your butt twice as hard. I love it. You can insert that in any fucking sentence. I'm gonna kick your butt.
Hey, that story really
I like to
speaks
kick
to me.
people's butt.
Hey, that story really speaks to me. Yeah, what's it say? It says now I'm going to kick your butt twice as hard.
I mentioned Nasty Patty. I just love how it's like a darker film noir
Yeah.
mystery. It's like an episode. It's like an episode directed by David Fincher or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy. It's like a murder mystery. Idiot Box we mentioned. Can You Spare a Dime? Rockabye
Bivalve.
Valve, which is probably the most progressive episode of SpongeBob I've ever seen. Where fucking SpongeBob and Patrick are like fucking.
They assume gender roles
Yeah.
and despite their biological sex, I love
It
it.
has the meme of all the diapers.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah.
Oh, this is a problem.
But it's
I'll
so.
be home at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 12.
Patrick becomes like a very lazy / workaholic dad. I love it.
Ooh,
I
so
love it.
this is the thanks I get for working overtime. We got that one guy in a group chat who every time Toronto's in a sports game and it goes into overtime, he shares that same meme.
Oh yeah.
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 Krusty Krab training video.
Yeah.
How did that not make
was
any
a,
of our-
That was a good episode.
I mean,
That's-
it's so.
Didn't it win an Emmy?
I
did.
confirm that. Did it actually? I mentioned that last time. Not. I remember thinking.
Hey,
it did.
Josh isn't here. You're on backup.
Probably nominated, but I don't know if it won. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's so. Watch the very first episode. Help Wanted.
Yeah.
Then jump right to fucking
Krusty
Krusty Krab training video.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
No, like, yeah, because he gets hired. Oh, we're coming up with duos or trifecta.
Yeah.
The Sandy relationship dynamic, Tea of the Tree Dome, Ripped Pants, Karate Choppers, and then Help Wanted, Krusty Krab training video.
Chocolate with Nuts is the next one. Clams, the kind of Jaws thing. That was a fun one. Midlife Crustacean.
Yeah.
And
That's a funny episode.
I Had an Accident.
Oh, I love that.
And just as a bonus, even though the Mermaid and Barnacle Boy
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy
episodes, 1 is really good, 2 is not that great, 3 is probably the best, 4 gets a bit repetitive.
4 is the one where
he shrinks everybody.
Oh, okay.
That's the Wumbo. It has the Wumbo. I get that's fine.
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
But the 5th one is also really good. That's where they team up and they become.
That's where
it's the Justice League,
the International League of Super Acquaintances.
Yeah. I like all the odd ones than the even ones.
Yeah, that incorporates every key character in the show.
Yeah,
except Mr. Krabs. No, Mr. Krabs wasn't one of the. He wasn't one of the Super Acquaintances.
Okay, that episode was not nominated for anything.
Oh,
damn!
You guys lied to me.
Debunked.
You lied.
And just of course, honorable mention. Well, I'll let you guys.
God damn, you have a list.
No. I'll just say the movie.
Oh, the movie.
The movie, yes.
Hats off to the movie.
Yeah. I also stuff that
because we saw in Help Wanted, he gets a job at the Krusty Krab, and at the end of the movie,
he's the manager.
He gets promoted.
Evan, did you go through your list?
Great art.
I haven't gone through my honorable mentions, but a lot of them are what Cody said. There is one that he forgot to mention. The Secret Box.
Secret Box. Oh, that's the one where Patrick
has a box.
The inner machinations of my mind are
the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
It's just spilled milk.
SpongeBob gets so noisy in his apartment, doesn't wake up Patrick, and at the end he just goes, "Wow, he's really a heavy sleeper." And then he wakes up from that.
That's a classic cartoon logic joke. Yeah. By the way, that episode was featured in Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds because Steven Spielberg is an animation cartoon lover. So it's so nice to see him paying homage to the new golden comedy of our age. The Secret Box. Do you know what? It played the episode. Sound bites of the episode are playing in the background remember when the kids go stay at Tom Cruise's house and then Dakota Fanning's like, "Hey, where's Billy or Ben or whatever that Moody boy's name was? Like, where's Ben? Oh, he took your car." Tom Cruise just has "my son fucked up" look on his face, and in the background you hear the soundbite from the episode. It's the clam burglar.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
No, watch that scene. You'll know what I mean.
Nice.
Oh, Justin Chatwin. Okay.
Yeah. Justin Chatwin, yeah, the Moody boy from War.
The Moody boy from War. Yeah. He really was.
Yeah. I also really Krusty Love is decent. Yeah.
Krusty Love, is that the
Mr. Krabs and
has a crush on Mrs. Puff. Right,
you know one of the darkest jokes in the whole show. Mrs. Puff. Oh, she's married. Oh no, Mr. Krabs, she's single. Then what happened to Mr. Puff? Cuts to a live action pufferfish lamp being flicked on, and then it cuts back to the seat, and then it's like she doesn't like to talk about it.
That guy purchased that lamp from Shell City.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
She doesn't like to talk about it. I think you even see Mr. Puff when they came back to life after the water from the sprinkler. Can you imagine if Mr. Puff comes back? Like, let's make that an episode. Mr. Puff returns. And
the revenge of Mr. Puff.
The return of Mr. Puff.
The revenge.
The revenge. Oh, it was like
what's weird about when you say titles, another episode would just come to mind because when you said Krusty Love, I was thinking, was that the one where like Pearl takes over the Krusty Krab and makes it all like
that's
hip and like
that's bossy.
Cutesy and all
she turns it into a TikTok establishment.
Wow.
That's
a trendy place for hipsters.
That's Bossy Boots.
I get to have a salad and a tea.
A salad.
That's the episode you're thinking is Bossy Boots.
Bossy Boots, yeah.
I also liked
it's very similar to Squeaky Boots.
God,
see what I mean?
Some of these episodes.
I also
I know these so well. There's only 3 seasons and they're all so short and they're memorable. It's so easy. It's easier to remember SpongeBob than The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No,
not me personally.
Pretty memorable,
but
maybe
they're both.
I think because like there was just 3 seasons of SpongeBob and they're all so short and they're all simple to remember.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an episode that I just love so much that didn't make my list. The Sponge That Could Fly. I'm surprised none of you have brought that up.
Eh,
No?
it's not bad. It's just a bit like, okay, where did this come
Do you know
from?
what-
He's always wanted to
Do you know
fly.
what? Do you know what
I don't
joke?
know.
Do you know what joke I realized was ahead of its time? I was watching a YouTube clip last night where, remember when Patchy, the first half of the episode has a live action segment with Patchy, and the rest of the episode is a musical with SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Seriously.
It is a musical, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so the first half is Patchy in the real world trying to find the lost episode. He finds the lost episode. There's so much hype to it. It's like the basic...
And it's literally walk
That's it?
cycle.
That's the lost
Yeah.
episode. That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles.
Like, it literally is walk cycle. It's just SpongeBob walking down the
to a
road
techno track.
to a techno track, walking almost like in a like cycle of walking,
Yeah.
and Patchy loses his mind.
And
He acts like every fucking like Star Wars fanboy
Yes.
after every single content. Oh, my creators betrayed me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hate on fucking
Yeah.
SpongeBob forever.
And he trashes all his...
sue you.
Yeah, his whole room is merch.
Yeah. But do you know that they had
I don't like these anymore.
Star
And it's like-
Wars betrayed?
And then it's like, oh, here's the real last episode, and then he's like, oh, okay, let's watch it now.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're just like every fucking fanboy. I'm not kidding.
That joke was ahead of its time. The whole
Very ahead
SpongeBob,
of its time.
SpongeBob betrayed us.
Very,
Just
very
like
ahead of its
the
time.
first Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episode.
Yep.
Toxic
Yeah.
fandoms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Any fandom ever pressuring the creator to come out of
Yeah.
retirement.
Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah, it's like the new adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are about two old fuckers who can't fix their phone. Will our heroes get their phone fixed? Tune in next week to find out. That was even better than the old show.
It's so boring.
No, it Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Well, then again, to be fair, James Rolfe once said, if they make a Ghostbusters 3 and it's just the Ghostbusters sitting around taking a shit, I'd go see it.
Mm.
No, and they did make Ghostbusters 3 like 20 and some odd years later. It was called Ghostbusters Afterlife, and it was just
Yeah, a bunch of characters took a shit.
Alright, do you have any, Lyle? or-
Yeah, I got my list here. Much like you, Cody, you mentioned the Nasty Patty.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Nasty Patty. And that's a great one.
that health inspector deserves a fucking medal for enduring all of that shit.
He deserves to sue them.
The tension is real in that episode.
Yeah.
Are they gonna get caught?
There's no ice. Oh, ice? Is that what you'd like some ice?
It's like, the dark deed is done, Mr. Krabs.
dark deed is done, Mr. Krabs.
Oh my god.
There's a boy. Help me, boy, or you're fired.
And they still passed. They still passed the fucking
And
inspection.
at the risk of being hit again, I am going to pass this restaurant.
I love when they went to the graveyard, just the background, just how
Yeah,
like,
the
fucking
animation
dark
was
it
cool.
looks. It's so good.
They think they killed that him with the nasty patty. Fucker just choked on a fly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I love the way they're
There
laughing at his
was
suffering,
a-
like, oh, look at him choke. And it's like, update: the real life and fake health inspector has been captured. If a health inspector comes to your restaurant and he's not this guy, he's real.
There was a health inspector who
explaining.
swallowed a fly. I don't know why he swallowed a fly.
Perhaps he'll
Perhaps
die.
He's gonna die.
I love it.
And
Oh, die for pie. I love that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because I was tossed between Sandy, SpongeBob, and the worm in this episode, I ended up with Sandy. But I really like clams.
That's a good one.
Just
Clams.
like these episodes, I kind of have like the same theme as Jaws, where they have to they're encountered this massive animal that's very dangerous. But like, Mr. Krabs is gonna celebrate his millionth dollar earn.
I mean, Mr. Krabs is as crazy as Quint, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and it takes a bite out of him too.
Yeah.
I love the part where like
Hoopa, SpongeBob.
he comes up to him and is like, "So how are you enjoying your vacation, Mr. Krabs?" "Oh, Squidward! A giant blue lip clam ate me $1,000,000.
Cries the whole
Ask me, dollar."
There's a very like his eyes turned to like a faucet. It was crying. And then
Come
like, he
on,
takes
Mr.
out his eyeballs and he
Krabs.
plays jump rope with it.
Come on, Mr. Krabs, suck it up.
I love it.
Oh,
I wonder what Clancy Brown looked like when he was recording these lines.
do you know what?
Because
Okay.
every time I see him in movies and he just is like a straightforward normal actor.
I saw him in Lost, and it's like,
Yep.
I cannot believe this guy's Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, he pops up in Lost.
Yeah, Shawshank
But-
Redemption.
also-
Detroit Become Human.
Flubber. He was one of the goons.
Hail-
him
Hail
and
Ted Levine.
Ted Levine. Yeah.
He also when he
How do I remember
vo-
Ted
he was
Levine's name?
he was also in Highlander. He also
he was so good in Highlander.
Oh, he's also in
fuck.
Detroit Being Human.
I just said that. Yeah,
Oh. I thought you said something else.
that was the second thing I said.
I didn't.
like-
I didn't
yeah.
think of a game at the time.
But,
We're listing off movies. Sorry,
Mhm.
I also like he also is a great voice actor.
Connor.
Yeah.
Fuck you doing?
Connor, what the fuck?
And I also, yeah.
The Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Oh, Do you know what else I liked?
Wasn't that?
I liked Squid on Strike.
I remember, like, I know that episode. They go on strike. I just don't remember what happened in that one
Okay,
for some reason.
Mr. Krabs exploits the shit out of them for the 50 millionth time, and basically, like he says, every time I catch you goofing off, I'm going to charge you for it, and then like he charges them for breathing, like $5 for breathing, and it's like okay.
You know what was it, guys? You know
And then
what was-
Squidward organizes a labor union and then SpongeBob can't strike worth a shit. But then SpongeBob, despite it's actually a bit of a Squidward episode in reverse, where it's like SpongeBob at first doesn't understand the concept of strike, and he doesn't know how to do it, and he just winds up attracting more
Oh my
customers.
god, Baron Praxis from Jack 2. That's another episode. That's another Clancy Brown video game role.
Guys, you know what a crazy Mandela effect that just occurred with
What
me when
happened?
I was rewatching the Golden Age? I could have sworn I saw every episode as a kid from the Golden Age, and one slipped by.
Which one?
The one, I think it's Welcome to the Chum Bucket. Where,
Oh
like,
my god!
I think Plankton buys out SpongeBob and he
Yeah.
starts working for Plankton, and
Yeah.
then like there's like that musical number where they're singing.
This kitchen's not the same.
I watched that episode going, wow, doesn't jog a memory whatsoever.
Wow!
I watched it for the first time.
Wow!
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how that slipped under my fucking radar.
Oh, and also,
I still have a few more.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, keeping on the Mr. Krabs train, we got Robo Crab. Crab, whatever. The one where everyone thinks he's a robot.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, that was... Oh, it was so close to me, number 10. Because I thought we thought that robot song was catchy as hell.
Yeah.
And then...
Beep boop boop beep.
Boop boop. And then we have another one, which I totally relate to as being a painter myself. Wet
painters. Wet
Wet
painters.
painters.
White hairs.
Wait, SpongeBob! We are not cavemen! We have technology! Me trying to edit a So to Speak episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mentioned this episode. My last one definitely was very close to being number 10. That was Pressure.
Yeah.
The one where, like, Sandy and SpongeBob, like, dare each other a whole lot. Sandy's a girl?
Sandy's a girl.
Predates all the times I go, above sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time in the movies, they always do that.
Yeah.
I love it when they all go up. It's like, looking good, Mr. Krabs. Come on, Squidward. Okay, but I'm not gonna like it.
Terrifying.
Why?
Why?
Just a bunch of fucking
Body
tentacles.
shaming.
Which is funny because squids can't survive above water.
I love it.
Can a sponge survive out of water? Probably not very long.
I don't know. Not a sea sponge or
A sea sponge.
or a sponge like that you clean.
I don't know. Why don't we go to the sink and find out, wise guy?
Oh, that also reminds me of Suds. I kind of like
yeah.
Suds.
Yeah, Suds is good.
It's not an amazing
It's
episode.
creative.
It has two of my favorite Patrick lines though. Don't touch me, I'm sterile. I'm shrinking.
By the way, do you remember pre-hibernation week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel like we're gonna talk for another hour.
Yeah, let's we can call it.
That's enough.
This was fun, guys.
It was.
That's nice. It's been a while.
Let's all get stoned and you're drunk and watch this again. I love it.
Maybe order a pizza. delivery?
Yes.
This was fun, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me again.
Okay.
No worries. Oh, Jesus.
Have yourself a good night, Bikini Bottom.